Okay, so that was the Battle at the Gate music with no real connotations for tonight's session out of the Curse of Strahd.
I don't believe you.
So we're up to Mystara Monday, session number 140. Just actually making sure I actually have a 4 instead of 1-1, otherwise I'll confuse myself.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 26. We are up to the 28th day of the 7th month of the year 1011, and characters are still 12th level.
For a short time.
I don't know when the year resets.
It resets most winters.
Ooh, ooh! I get to level up soon. Excellent.
Yes. Well, he did say last session it's only going to be like a session or so.
Excellent.
Okay, so because you're at worst you'll be at episode 30 when you're level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the table today we have Rhiannon.
Hi, I'm Rhiannon. I play the elven rogue who can transform when she feels it. At the moment she is Seika. And has been so mentally incapacitated by the Wendarian forest and the Wendarian Wizard King that she was totally out of it for the last session.
That's right, we gave you some notes.
Very brief ones. You've seen my notes.
Yeah.
Next up we have is Grant.
Playing Father Pat, the grizzled old sergeant, who doesn't recall anything from the last session at all. He was obviously off doing something else.
You both missed out on the wild hunt.
Oh, the wild hunt got
sorry.
you, is it?
Yes.
I know the wild hunt. I'll have to talk to you about what happened there.
Which then brings us to Paul.
Who is full clan chief, clan champion of a different clan, neither of which really know about each other much.
No, your clan doesn't know about the other clan.
Sorry, my clan and the clan I was born in and the clan I'm champion of are three different things. Diplomats, pretty boy, seem to have a hair colour change. Group healer at the moment, and part-time artillery piece.
Online today we have Jeremy.
Greetings all, I'm playing Dracula, the Children's Sergeant. There's going to be Atruaghin and Redmond. So on the last examining, including the recently of the Dragon Clan, and involved in young kids, 2 or 4 of them, okay. Actually, that's it.
Also online today we have Kesley.
Who's possibly dropped out?
Hello, I play Cooper on the Kai. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so I'm playing Cooper on Kai, aka Lonnie, holder of many titles, who may or may not be shifting between time frames, but that's only because the player is in a cabin in Utah, stuck in a rainstorm, so that's what's up.
But hey, at least you have reception.
So I'm gonna try this. Yeah, barely. I have one bar of 4G if I don't move from this one spot.
My phone is on the table if we need to.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to be online as much as I can, but if not, I'm going to be texting my answers. If I drop out, I drop out. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Also joining us at the table is Ariadna with...
who will introduce herself after the summary.
Okay, so who would like to do today's summary?
Shit, I'm probably the best person to do the summary.
I was gonna say, I'm taking down notes now.
Give me 2 seconds.
Most likely because I don't know if my bars will hold long enough for me to do the summary. So I'm gonna leave it to you.
You guys could tell me about the wild hunt.
Lul saved the day. Before we got to the wild hunt. Oh well, I should probably do my introduction first. I don't have 5 books dedicated to this at all. Plus my spell book and the other book. Where's her camera gone? Why did you move? Calcrix is now frowning intensely at the GM for moving her dedicated camera.
Well, it was moved so I could turn the screen towards you.
I don't know. You're gonna have to. You better make it good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. So this is Calcrix, the white dragon, mostly with the jazz wings.
Who's not more camera shy.
Wings. Jazz wings. Jazz wings. Jazz wings. Come on, do the jazz wings. There we go. She now appears though with metallic silver scales and metallic black and blue streaks going down the centre, just like her representative here.
And see, I now have an avatar on my screen.
And she comes complete with Karate Kid bandana and her companion from the Fey Dark, Eep, who appears like a harmless plant, but can drag you from your home plane to her plane just so that she can enjoy the taste of you in real life and time. That's it for my introduction. For the summary, there's only 4 pages, but I won't read all 4 pages. We did a little bit of history of the green gemstone seeds at the start of the session. I won't re-go over that
I'll ask
unless
you later.
people particularly really need it. We went the session before. We'd been going north along a special elven path that we later found out is magic, and once you step off, you have to wait 24 hours before you can step back on.
What's the magic firework tree?
But we stepped off because we were approached by a scouting group, by which followed a duel, after which we made friends because Calcrix folded one of their people in half.
Well,
gave it back
specifically
nicely.
a scouting group of bad guys.
They weren't too bad.
They were honourable, but they were bad.
Honourable, and they went by the Draconian Code.
Yes.
So, Calcrix's
I mean, just because they
perspective on-
shift through shadows doesn't mean they're bad guys.
And are here to attack elves.
Well, they serve the Shadow Lord, and they're only attacking the elves because
Because they get told
Tedious
to.
Boring King offended
I want to
the
kill Tedious
No.
Boring King.
Lady of Vengeance, who is a dragon.
They're not attacking. They're not attacking the elves because of that. They're attacking the elves because they were told to by the person who was offended.
By the Shadow Lord,
Yes.
who, as far as we know, may or may not serve the Lady of Vengeance. We're still trying to figure it out. But to do things in order of what happened
sorry.
to the actual session. We started out where we were both kind of making camp, and there was a coffee off, or a coffee duel of sorts, which Calcrix won. No surprises there. But in which Shedrak, who was the leader of the other clan, revealed himself to be a servant of the Shadow Lord and a follower of the Draconic Code, and therefore the Lady of Vengeance. I got to ask them 5 questions, and between the group we came up with regarding their conflict between Wender and the Lady of Vengeance, would we be able to resolve that peacefully? He very honestly answered, he has no idea, but says the Shadow Lord is amenable to new ideas.
Cool.
We asked what their side of the story was, and they said that they were forward scouts for the Shadow Lord, gathering intelligence on current elven troop movements and using the elven highway. The conflict has nothing to do. Their conflict may have nothing to do with the conflict we're trying to solve. If that makes sense. The Wendar King and the Lady have disagreements, and the Lady has held a grudge. I've just shortened it to the Lady, by the way, because I got tired of writing the Lady of Vengeance,
Fair enough.
aka my sister. We asked if can Shedrack escort or direct us with a note of, we can pass these lands safely to the Shadow Lord so we can start peace talks? He was willing to, but couldn't guarantee it would be honoured by those of his forces not aligned with the Dragon Code. And then I asked Lani and Lul, what if we camped and sent a message forward to the Shadow Lord? That seemed like an easier thing. Shedrack agreed to send the message to his supervisor, not the Shadow Lord, because he doesn't get a direct line to that. He couldn't guarantee a reply. Karkwick said, can she use a sealed? Hopefully, maybe. Guarantee that they'll at least look at it instead of filing it in a bureaucratic to be decided later. He agreed. We asked if he was okay for us to camp there. He said he technically doesn't own the lands, we're free to do what he wants, and they're not going to attack us right now, which is true, because they put a great big wall of darkness so we couldn't see what they're doing, set up a teleportation circle, and went home, or went back to report to their people. But not before there was an exchange of coffee beans, because, that's what civilized dragons do. And these coffee beans came in a bag with a black dragon emblem on it, signifying that this was from the Lady of Vengeance personal coffee house, as opposed to the Shadow Lord's coffee house. I didn't realise there were so many coffee houses in Mystara. And I have rivals I did not know about.
Yeah, people keep hearing of you and going, hey, coffee, that sounds good.
I don't know. I started a trend.
Well, there would be coffee houses because coffee is a big thing.
They were nice enough to warn us. So he said we should head to the settlement of Gerund? ? I don't know if that was the name of the town or if it's spelled it right.
That's a part of speech.
Okay. And he said that if we talk to the leader there. I get you now. Yeah.
I was going to say
talking about the editorial. Not the township, the settlement he was sending us to.
Exactly.
He advised us it was best to stay on the path. Then they went through the teleportation circle to Venegrath, I think, if I got the name right.
Denagath?
Could be Denagath.
Denagath is the country.
They did go back to their country, they just didn't tell you where.
As long as it's not called Gilligaff, you're fine.
Yeah. He did warn us very nicely to beware of the brigands in the mountains, as they're not aligned with either side. And it would be open season for Seika, who I had promised to make up for the change in initiative that led to the duel a couple of sessions ago. An elf then later came down from the tree. I can't remember the elf's name. I wrote it in my other notes, couldn't find them because I have ADHD and I have 5 sets of notes and none of them are in the one spot. He invited us up for it was a he. He invited us up for a rest. Expressed surprise that Shedrack's group was able to get on the path at all. His best theory at that time was that Shedrack may have gotten on at the beginning in the north. Shedrack's village, which is up in the tree, would make respiratory and medicinal wafers for elves, and there was a swapping of recipes and theories about whether or not they work. We established it's summer. The days are getting longer as we go more north. They literally grow everything they need here: furniture, plates, fields of wheat. Everything is up in these trees.
There's nothing growing on the forest floor. They don't live there.
The Windar King wouldn't like it. It's too disorderly.
Basically, we couldn't offer to mend anything for them, so we offered to tell stories. And so we went up there to have a rest and do that. We heard that the trees of life have not started talking, even though the green gemstone was taken 4 years ago, which means they should have woken up. That indicated to us, best guess, that someone is using ley magic to drain its power through a seed stone probably not one of the two that Calcrix has. So this may mean that the 4th or 5th seed stone is somewhere out there. After that, Calcrix went to check on Drazzle. Was feeling very sad at how sickly Drazzle was. Came back and begged Lani to tell her a story. Lani absolutely did not want to tell a story because that could be perceived as prophecy, and she didn't want to have to make it true.
Yes.
So Lul very kindly stepped in and offered to tell a story. Keying Lul to do his bit of last session.
Good stories.
I'm just going to duck to the
Because
bathroom
you
while
don't
you
want
do
to tell
that.
about the wild hunt? What happened there with the wild hunt and the compulsion? Do you remember any of that? I can do it if you don't.
Good, please.
Okay, so
My
Lewis
memory of
started
it is
telling
vague.
a story, and the GM made him roll a dice, and he succeeded at that dice, which meant that he suddenly became aware that he was now telling the story under compulsion. But he was aware of the context under which that compulsion was, which was that it was the wild hunt compelling him to tell that story, and that the wild hunt was going around collecting the 30 plus different iterations of Drazzle, because he had to turn back time 30 odd times a couple of sessions ago, leading to our 300 hours being suffering under the boring king's talks, and they were trying to put him back together, so they had to collect all of those iterations from all of the different timelines and put him into one piece. Otherwise,
which is why our version of him disappeared. Because they nicked him.
Not just yet.
Yes, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
But
we're
yes,
getting
it's
there.
part of
So
this.
if we just pause.
I'll let you complain.
Because Lul was able to direct the story and put components into it, he was able to make Calcrix and Lani aware that this was not just a story, that this was bigger than a story. So we find out from that because of all of his temporal things, his actions are made invulnerable to the Master, and if he doesn't get himself all gathered and put back together, he literally has to put himself back together. And the Wild Hunt is helping him to do that. He would die.
Come here.
So he must be removed from the mortal plane. We don't know if that's for good. During this, Calcrix picks up that Drazzle is really going to be collected by the Wild Hunt any second now, and so she goes and gets Drazzle from where he is on the cart, brings him back over and makes sure that he's got all these things with him and prepares him to leave. And then the Wild Hunt, sure enough, come across, take Drazzle, and Drazzle and his cart and horse are all gone. Drazzle turns down to tiny size, crawls into Lani's armpit and starts to have a big cry.
Calcrix turns down to tiny size.
Yeah, Calcrix turns down to tiny size, crawls into Lani's arm and has a cry because she hasn't been parted from her brother for several years, and she's very sad about this, and she's very sad that he's this sick. We move on from there the next day, and we come across an area of the path that has been absolutely obliterated. Through various investigations, we find out that it is probably a weapon like a devastation orb. And it's killed the start of the elven path, the magic elven path that protects people on it. We're thinking this might be how the Shadow Lord has gotten onto the path in the first place, or we're not absolutely sure. There's 20 odd elven guards that got a few minutes away from the gate that opened up the pathway. But they didn't survive the orb's radius, for lack of a better word. I used contact other planes because we tried talking to the spirits, and the spirits went, "We saw a wall of fire," and then we went to Sleepyland. And we weren't getting a whole lot of information out of our other investigations. So I got to ask 5 questions. I didn't know who I'd be talking to, but I presumed it would be the Queen of Darkness or the Great One, because they're my 2 patrons, so to speak. I asked, was the destruction caused by the Master? And the answer was no. And we're kind of like scratching our heads at that point because the last time we dealt with an orbital disruption, it was a weapon Master would use. So we came up with the next question: was it the Shadow Lord or his forces? And the answer was yes. We asked, do they have more of this weapon? He currently does not, but will gain the capacity to, if negotiations go through with Alphatia. We asked, do we have the capacity to stop this? And Calcrix's great disappointment was Calcrix is currently positioned to do so. Yeah.
Responsibility.
Then there was a bunch of jokes about how there could be more than one Calcrix. Thank you, Jeremy and Paul. No, thank you. Paul even brought in the concept of I might not even be the real Calcrix. Thank you, Paul. No, thank you.
Come on.
The other aspect was that we didn't know whether, which Jeremy pointed out, the answer was, can Calcrix... Calcrix is the one that can stop the Shadow Lord, or Calcrix is the one to stop the Shadow Lord from getting more orbs. I'm hoping it's one.
Could be both.
We had one more question. We ended up with, do we have enough info, knowledge, etc. to negotiate with? And we got a more extensive answer than we would expect. The answer was, you need to find out why he has angered me first. Calcrix ran an intuition on that and determined that she could infer why was the Lady of Vengeance angered by the king. Now for these 5 questions, they can't lie, deceive or mislead, which is why I didn't get just yes/no answers. I got actual sentences for 3 or 4 of them actually, which counts me very lucky. But it also infers that the person who was answering my questions was the Lady of Vengeance herself. And it might have been because she's my sister. And then I did not get to watch the last 20 minutes of the episode, so whoever saw that, it's up to them. Alright, I'm going to go finish hot chocolates.
Okay, so
My interest in
The only additional input to that is we look at the personal power with the topic as opposed to the whole name why.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
Insight survival.
Yes, they perceived it as 5, but that was their souls running away. Or being dragged out.
and the fact that they saw fire, they didn't say what colour.
But
Yeah.
qualifications there.
As long as I know what it is.
Okay, so
And I figured that.
starting off with tonight's session, I'm going to get everyone to roll an initiative check.
Is this using deception?
Sure.
Or is there a way I can use stealth?
Stealth won't work in this situation.
And acrobatics won't work either.
No, it won't.
So, what do we use?
Perception normally.
Perception, yeah.
Strength? My strength ability? No?
I don't believe that you can justify strength with perception at this stage unless you can come up with another way of how it's going to help you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I wanted that
You're
advantage.
opposing and managed to turn in the right direction.
Sure, I can't convince you to give me an advantage.
I'm sure.
I'll take 17 anyway.
So what is your, is 17 is your total?
Well, I don't know what I'm going to add to it.
It's usually your dex modifier.
Yeah, which is 1.
Plus.
So 18.
Yeah. And there are other modifiers as well.
Survival? I noticed something happening?
Survival, not at this stage. So what was Father Pat's total? 18?
18, yeah.
What is Llewell's total?
15.
What is Drachmamar's total?
27.
What about Seeker's total?
I just blanked. I had it figured out and I just blanked.
Or what you're thinking?
Oh, sure, yeah, no.
Kesley, what was your total?
26.
Yeah, mine was pretty poor.
Assuming you have dice.
12 for Lonnie.
12 for Lani, obviously you're not doing so well today.
No, apparently.
26 with less than 10 on my d20.
You've only selected one.
Because my 15 was, I got a 6.
And rogue. I rolled a 9. I'm like, oh my god.
You're a rogue, of course you got ridiculous.
Oh, hang on. I've got an expertise dice. Make that 27. Because I can't roll less than a 10 on perception.
Yeah. Because rogue. So many things because rogue.
I like because rogue. Because rogue works nicely.
Yes.
There are many things I can't do, but there are many things I can.
Yeah.
Rogue does make things more interesting.
You do.
I almost forgot my expert talent.
Okay, so how many of you can't be surprised?
I think I
That's-
can't be surprised.
No,
I've got less
Calcrix can't be surprised. I can't be surprised.
Yeah.
It's unlikely for me to be surprised, but I can be.
Well, yes. It's normally a class ability to have that.
Yes.
Class ability.
So as you have
Finish.
as
Well,
you
true.
have been walking towards the mountains through the desolated area, because the path is literally on the other end of the desolation.
Wonderful.
That would be Seeker and Calcrix are not surprised by the rain of arrows coming down upon you all.
Okay.
Father Pat's not surprised when he heard the twang of the bows either.
You didn't hear the twang of the bow.
Oh, okay. Oh, they've been throwing the arrows.
Oh no, if they fire it from far enough, you don't hear
I
it.
know.
Yes.
Okay, are we making decks? What are we doing?
So that would be, they get to make some attack rolls on the group.
I was going to say, do I have a reaction and can I use a shieldy type defense thing? And say it does attack rolls. I know I have some sort of shield reaction defense thing, but I don't know if I can use it here.
Technically, you can use a reaction because by not being surprised, you still get your reaction.
I mean, you could
Yes.
cast shield, but
Yeah, and that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Was
that's
shield.
only going to protect yourself. Could she use her wings to blow them away?
That's not a reaction.
No, that's an action.
No,
Okay.
that would be a full action, yeah.
I just don't know how to use this spell book. Oh,
No, your spellbook's in the other book.
That would be why she can't use it.
Yeah. No. That's it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So remember.
I think it's arcane riposte. I'm allowed to use.
I think that's a spell damage, a spell thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, arcane riposte.
Where
Yeah,
does it
it's a counter
say where
spell.
my reactions are? Does it say where my reactions are, or is that something I'm supposed to just know?
That's something you sort of.
Just supposed to know?
Are we
Okay,
talking about
that's
spells? When it says casting time, it'll be action, bonus action, reaction, or ritual.
fine. But in this case, as a reaction,
You might have something in your feats,
feats.
but I can't remember if you have anything in there.
I don't. I've just got. I don't think so. As far as I know, my feats are.
Currently pause with the arrows coming down.
Okay, so
Yeah.
can I use?
Arrows
Oh,
coming down.
You're surprised.
You're surprised you don't get to do anything, sadly.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. One of the problems with
pounds,
surprise.
arrows on there.
okay, I'll use that. But I'm not surprised.
If it's a dex saving throw, I'm using evasion. If it's an attack, I'm using uncanny dodge. If they get anywhere near me.
Sorry, I'm still trying to learn how to play my character. I'll get this.
Do you want me to have a quick look?
There's my bits on this page here. Now, I'm pretty sure my feats are the bottom bits here. Is that correct?
They're sort of mixed in there.
Oh, okay. Any of them valid reactions? That's it.
No.
Okay, cool. That's it. I'll just try and shield.
Okay.
I'll try and shield anyone who's
Did
next to
you
me.
Did you take the shield spell?
I do have the shield spell. Yeah.
So you could shield yourself, but
Next question I have for Calcrix is, who did Calcrix give a cookie to this morning?
I gave cookies to everybody.
Not everybody.
Oh, okay. Not to Drachnema, because Drachnema never takes a cookie.
Yeah.
But anybody else who would have taken a cookie, I give them to. But who did I give cookies to this morning? Is this a trick
I would have
question?
eaten it.
You're not always going to give each person a cookie in the morning.
Okay, so the question would be, who had coffee with cowbricks? Anyone who had coffee with cowbricks got a cookie.
Yep. I'd have come and got a cookie anyway.
Drachnema is the only person who probably wouldn't have taken a cookie. He never does. He would have smushed one into his head given the opportunity. Probably wouldn't have had the opportunity.
Seika is constantly having cookies because she's afraid of eat.
So the answer is everybody in the group had a cookie.
How about Lani? I'll take that as a no.
She has an internet connection. I'll take that as a yes. She often describes me as her bestie. Therefore, we would wake up and have coffee.
You were snuggled in her arm, weren't you?
Exactly.
Hey, she might have been busy.
Did we get Lani back for a second?
No, I'll take it.
Yeah, she took it.
Well, that's one way of making people
I'm going to
speak
make
up.
like my fourth go at finishing this. So, if I have initiative before Seika gets my initiative.
No.
Okay.
The only question I've got regarding the ambush is whether it got set off by the fact that Dracula is normally about 20 feet ahead of the party if they travel along, and with his basic stealth of 28.
Cool.
Whether A, saw him, or B, then whether they reacted to his presence, or whether they reacted to the party's presence coming some distance
That's
after.
right, I'm not fixed these.
Well, look at it this way. You would be ahead of everyone. Which means if I switch to the other view... Let me see, I do have a Drachnema. And what did you say, you're ahead of the party?
Probably going to go about 50 feet if they travel on foot.
So, see that big black area on the map? As I will switch over for the... That big black area represents the devastation.
Oh, okay, so we're coming out of the devastation area?
Yep, so it's very hard to hide when there's literally nothing to hide.
Yeah.
There are no shadows?
No shadows at all.
I can't be in Calprica's shadow?
It's an open space.
That's okay. I have options.
You could stand next to me.
No.
I'm taller than you. Actually,
I have
no, think
plenty
you're
of
taller than me.
options.
I think you're
I'm taller than you.
Yeah. You need a tree.
I have plenty of options.
Yes.
I just need to know that I need them.
Okay, so at the moment, you do have a pile of arrows coming down towards you. So I am going to have Drachenme targeted first. So that would be a is that a 9 or a 6?
That was Dracula
It was a
goes
6.
first in the initiative?
No, that was because he was closest.
Okay.
So that would be a 16 hit Drachnema.
I'm even surprised at lucky decks.
It's all good. And a second pile comes down towards you. How about a 24?
Thank you.
Any problem?
Okay, so
Assuming we do lose air credits when you summarize.
You're a rogue, you shouldn't.
I thought he was a cleric.
Oh, he's a cleric.
Cleric rogue. Okay.
you have 13 points of piercing damage as you get pierced by 4
Is
arrows.
he enough rogue to get uncanny dodge?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure not.
Okay, those would work anyway to survive.
And as you get hit by the arrows, your sword lights up.
That's true, he's not high enough to get all the unable to
With green flame.
Yeah.
Which if you'd like the GM to remind you why that happens, that's up to you.
Well, okay, there are certain qualities of native plants. It definitely, the previous targets lit up the example for memory.
That is correct.
What was this about example?
Someone's just been touched by Anzantiotl.
That would be Drachnema?
Yep.
Okay, how many it was 13 points of damage?
Yep. And he gets to make a will save.
Did you want a coffee?
Right?
Drinks is fine in the fridge.
Everything seems to darken.
Of course.
Sort of looks as if you're now in dim light.
Okay. In the sense that everything is still working normally,
Well, it's daylight and everything's just gone to dim light.
yeah,
Like a shadow passes between the sun and you.
Shadows.
But that's only for Dracula.
I know.
Okay, so as the arrows come down, Father Pat,
Right.
that would be a 28 to hit you.
Ooh, that's 28.
Mm-hmm.
That's 28.
Yep.
No, puss. No.
You take 16 points of piercing damage.
Ow. No.
And you get to make a will save with advantage.
I'd
Wisdom
like to
saving throw with advantage.
go, I'd like to go outside, puss.
15. Yeah, we'll take the 15.
No. No.
Plus.
Plus 4 is 19.
You're proficient.
So
So
7. 7 plus 7. 22.
Everything to your vision starts to get dim.
Okay.
Right.
It's daylight, but it feels like an eclipse has gone past.
What a shitload of arrows. So dark there, it's clouded up the sky.
Then pile of arrows comes towards Lowell, hitting armor class. That would be 24. As my thing starts to collapse on me.
Sufficient because I am surprised.
And surprise always makes things interesting.
For the
If you
GM.
would fix that, that would be great.
I was going to say, do you want me to do that?
So 15 piercing damage to Lowell, and Lowell also gets to make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Okay. Oh. A lot. Hold on a sec. I got a 19 on the second one.
I haven't seen your character sheet, so I couldn't help you. I can help a lot of people.
Yeah, that's 25.
Okay, you feel as if things start to darken, but it doesn't seem to affect your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my vision has been affected.
Yes.
Okay. And then it is Calcrix's turn.
Did I say Cullen? Or there's a slight disadvantage to doing the coffees and getting into combat straight away.
I can help with coffees if you want.
Look, I'm just putting stuff away so I can. What am I rolling?
What would you like to do? You're not rolling anything at this stage.
Right. So it's an action.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen Drachnima get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I perceive any change in him?
Is it visibly dark around them? Or is it just their perception?
Is their perception changing?
Okay.
So
So
he's
that's the
just been
path
hit.
up the hill.
you feel a slight change in that, you saw it up.
So
yeah.
I saw a slight change in Drachnima and
His sword
his
lights
sword
up.
lit up.
his sword lit up.
Yes.
Then
we know why.
I've known that means
Ex-anti-Otto.
ex-anti-Otto.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And is he supposed to be in front of us?
He is in front of you.
How far in front is he?
50 feet.
50 feet, okay. And where can I determine where the arrows are from?
Yes, if you look at the map up on the screen,
Right.
you've got archers along here,
Oh.
archers
Oh,
along
okay,
here,
so riding
archers
on me?
along here,
Smack
archers
tons
along here,
Okay.
and you guys are all the way down here.
So
And what's the scale on the map?
Over a ballista.
Each square is 5 feet. If I can just
Did find one for you.
Sorry?
get the right button, I can show you how that scale is. There you go, there's the scale on the map, if that helps.
Right.
Now I
So,
have a little
hopefully have my way of
sheet.
closest range to that.
Okay.
Okay,
That
give me a
looks
sec
like
as
at
I.
least 100 feet.
I forgot to add that.
Martin,
Give me a sec.
that's okay.
I can only do one thing
Sorry,
at a
least
time.
50.
Okay, from Draknamar, they're at least 140 feet from him, and that's a straight line, but they are also up the mountain slope,
Means they're.
so you can't charge directly towards them.
Sorry, can because I'm still playing this character. Expertise dice is
Expertise dice starts off at D4.
Yeah.
okay. Well, then, allegedly, if we wanted, and I apologise for backtracking,
Mhm.
everybody gets to add an expertise dice to their initiative.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
My other, speaking of initiative,
Mhm.
I have 2+5s to initiative. Do they stack?
It depends on what they're from.
Both are feats. One's
Possibly.
heritage and one's my trained feat.
Possibly, yes.
As long as they're not the same type.
No, that's one's a heritage feat, one's a trained feat.
Yeah, but they might tell you, the heritage feat might tell you get +5.
Oh, it's
Heritage,
heritage bonus.
It's plus.
Yeah, heritage bonus and the feat bonus.
It's a it's a heritage bonus and a feat bonus.
Yeah.
So I have a plan, but I don't know if I can do.
So
all
the only one
things
who
I
that
want
may
to
not
do.
apply to is Dracula,
Dracula.
because if he was more than 30 feet away from
He
you,
is more than 30
Yeah,
feet
it
away from
doesn't
you.
apply to him. Everybody else it applies to.
Yeah.
So if I get my 2 5s, then I'm up at 34.
I'm up by 2.
I'm going, ooh.
In which case, then Seeker technically goes before Calcrix.
Yeah. And I'm going,
Okay.
most of those are an
alright.
easy range.
No, Calcrix gets to roll a D4 and see if you go higher.
What did Calcrix get?
30.
I rolled bad.
Mm.
Oh, I was going to say, I got a 5. You can't get a 5 on
Well,
a
a
D4. It's because I'm looking at the D8 side.
Yeah.
That would be a high D4 roll.
3.
Okay, so yes, Seeker will go first. And did Llewell roll a D4?
Oh.
So we'll do Seeker and then come back to you.
And Lonnie.
Okay,
Add
do you have
three,
time to
sorry.
finish one? No, get
Yes.
them all. Okay.
It's going to take me a minute. It's my first combat with her.
18.
It's going to take me a minute.
Yeah.
18.
That's
Shouldn't change things too
I'm
much.
not
It does,
frustrated by that.
And-
actually.
I just
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to make sure.
Lonnie? Did Lonnie get her D4?
Depends on if Lonnie is off mute. Or sends you a text message. One of the two.
I haven't got a text message yet. Well, she only got a 12 anyway, so she'd be lower on the initiative.
Yes.
I got a 2.
You got a 2. Nope, that's not going to change your initiative, but hey, it was good to roll.
I'm on the initiative anyway. I don't care.
Okay, so what would Seeker like to do?
So they're 140 feet, 190 feet from us.
Yep. And they are up a
And
mountain, and they are literally up a mountain cliff side with a path zigzagging up the mountain cliff.
How high is the mountain cliff from the ground?
At that point, it would probably be 50 feet, so
Okay.
quite a bit up.
So basically, our best bet is to try and move forward fast.
The
yep?
entire row of archers all have direct line of sight to the path below.
Whee.
So the whole point. How far away is the closest shadow for me?
However far Calcrix is from you, so probably about 10 feet, maybe 20.
No, I mean beyond that.
Beyond that, you're talking out over 50 feet before you get to the shadows.
Not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to dash. I am going to dash with my action, my movement, my bonus action, and my second bonus action.
Okay.
So I can travel.
Who needs to use Dimension Door?
I
You're
don't
going
have
outside the
Maybe
30 radius.
sec as I...
yeah, but
Okay, that's fine. You don't get this
if I can get to the shadows, I'm good. So I can travel 120 feet.
Nice.
Okay, we have you here twice for some reason. Okay, the other you has now disappeared, so that does help.
And I just want to get to the closest shadow. Would I still have a bonus action for that final.
75 feet to get to the closest shadow.
Sorry?
75 feet to get to the closest
So
shadow.
I have space. So I can move 90 and then still hide in the shadow.
No shadows along this section here.
No, so I can move the 75 feet
Mm-hmm.
and I've still got a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hide. So I need to roll a stealth. Trying to remember.
Hide behind someone's quiver.
There's a shadow on the
There is.
cliff.
Well, it's more the showing the bits where the cliff is, the wall is higher and looking down on you.
Okay, so the vertical bits.
The bit where you're having to scale up the mountain.
So the dark grey is shadow.
The dark grey is basically where it's not easy to climb up. It's almost
right.
sheer up that direction.
Okay, so but the very dark grey is.
The very dark grey is where they're shooting from. That's almost like a sheer drop.
Right. Okay.
That's cliffy bits. The steep bits and cliffy
So
bits.
yeah.
And the white is basically the closest bit that you've got under any bit of overhang, and it's not much space.
Right. Okay.
Um,
White is safe country.
would I be able
Yes,
to
that's
use a
it.
specialization to hide?
What specialization do you wish to use?
I've got an anonymity, casing, and camouflage.
How are you camouflaging?
Well, I'm in my form, and everything I wear is black.
Okay. We will give you camouflage.
Okay, so
Except if there's snow.
then I'd be in my winter form, and everything I'm wearing is white.
Just checking.
So I get a D5, I get advantage.
That's combat type. That's combat masters. Think about this.
And then just charge them anyway.
I got a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
So 20 plus 1 from the expertise, plus proficiency, plus dexterity, so we're talking 31 at least, not counting the fact that it's a crit.
Ooh.
You hit critically.
Yep.
Yes.
I cannot be
yeah.
seen.
Yeah,
You found a
it's
nice
much
stealthy
harder.
spot.
Most of them aren't even going to
The
get
thing is,
roll.
if I can get into shadow on my first round, I can jump from shadow to shadow.
Yeah.
I can do so many things.
Yeah, as long as there is some.
Yeah.
And of course, you're standing there. You can crouch.
Yeah.
You pop. You're between someone's
Put me in a
knees.
shadow
Is this a
and
good time
I'm
to, or you need to have people bring stuff?
No, we're just going to put the milk in the fridge and then come back to the table.
Okay, because then it'll be your turn.
Oh, and if any of them have dark vision, the hiding still counts. I have a thing that
That's-
allows me to hide from dark vision.
That's very rude.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can do the
As if it's dim
things
light.
that I
Yeah,
was
because you're
thinking of
using it as
doing.
if it's
What were you thinking of doing?
So I was thinking of
Concealment as
starting
if
off
it's
with
cover.
Dragon Roll, which is a cantrip. But I don't know if I've got time for that.
They are a little too far away to be affected by your dragon roll.
So then I would close distance first.
Mm-hmm.
I want to at least get in front of Draknema.
You can take flight, which
Yep.
the others can't do easily.
So I'll take flight.
Okay, so I have checked your base movement is at least 45 for flying. I think it's a little faster than that, so I think it's 55 now.
Yeah. I do have haste and I can do that instead, if that's an option.
Well, you can generally move as it's 55, 110.
Right, yeah.
You also have expeditious retreat, I think, which added to your movement.
Yeah. Basically, I was going to try and use Dragon Roll to start with, and then either put Globe of Invulnerability and sit smack in front of. No, that won't work if I'm in flight. I was going to sit smack in front of most of the group. It's only a 10-foot globe, but 10 foot is 10 foot, and you guys could all just sit 10 foot
We
behind
can
me
use that for cover.
and use that for cover. So if I'm going to be using that for, I guess.
That's how far you can move and still have your full action.
Right. Okay. And how close do I have to be for any of my attacks to have effect?
A lot of them are within 30 to 60 feet.
Okay. And that is most of mine can be within up to 100 and 120 feet. Six Dragon Roar, I think, is 30 foot. It's the only one that's kind of limited.
Okay, so that is enough to get those guys there.
Okay.
That's 120 feet.
Okay. Alright. I think I'm going to have to get a little bit closer if I want anything to affect them.
Do you want to wait till next round for the action? Do you want to cast something defensively on yourself, like haste?
Okay, yeah,
So we've moved 45 feet.
So I think I'll do haste. I'm just trying to decide if I should go straight for Wall of Force or something similar. Or Chain Lightning. But I wanted to start with the Dragon Roar. No, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to upsize.
You wish to upsize?
Twice.
Okay.
I'm going to move forward if I'm able to do that at the same time.
Okay, you can literally do that. I was saying, so I have to do it on this one because I can't do it on that one.
My Mother's Day present to myself was a whole heap of Japanese snacks, including some Sapporo
Okay,
stuff
so
in
technically you
sets.
are providing Draknamar with cover.
And am I able to cast a spell?
That was the
Because
spell.
rest of them
Okay, that's
forgot.
it.
That was the spell.
Yep, no, that's okay. If that's it, then that's it for now.
Okay.
I don't have any other... No, I won't have any other moves, will I? No. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
And in that case then, a bunch of arrows does come down, aiming for Lonnie this time. I hope I've actually looked at what I was rolling, so that is, looks like an 18. It is, so that'd be a 28 to hit Lonnie.
I'm fairly sure that hits me.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Yes, I think Grant's the only one with a really high AC.
So that's 12 points of damage to Lonnie, and Lonnie gets to make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
What's your armor class? Is it shield?
23.
I'm better than yours.
Yeah, I know.
I've got magic.
400
I'm on
damage.
20, 21.
Um,
Both my weapons out.
I got a 22.
Okay, everything starts to look dim to you, as if it's the lights have gone dim, which is really annoying in a large open space, because that means that your attacks, not just that, they can literally miss because of obscurement.
Which also doesn't affect me.
That's not true.
It is.
Sacred is all about seeing things and hitting things from shadow.
Unless, of course, it's a curse that can still affect you, even with your abilities.
True. If it's a curse, then
That's right, I've got a remove curse.
Okay, so
they have to get me now.
the next volley of arrows is aimed at Father Pat.
Well, you only got aimed at once.
Armor class 23.
That will hit. Because I assume I haven't got my bonus. If I
Yeah.
haven't acted, I assume I can't have my shield up or anything like that, yeah?
So that will be 9 extra damage to Father Pat.
How much was the damage to one? Do we remember or don't care?
12.
12. Thank you.
And Father Pat gets to make another wisdom saving throw. With advantage.
Take the advantage.
7.
Do you have a dice tray?
You do, but I'm currently
This
using
is
one.
bad.
No,
This is bad for rolling on.
Here, use that side of this one.
Okay.
And yes, apparently you rolled really badly. What was your total?
7 plus 7 is 14.
Okay, so everything looks as if it's in complete darkness to you.
And the world went dark for me.
The world went dark.
Okay.
Are you going to say this? Because we know about it, we can probably do something about it.
It's a free action.
Where's
speed.
everybody go?
Right.
A volley comes down for the well.
So even though they've had a cookie, they're still seeing darkness?
We got advantage on our saves.
Yeah.
That was a armor class 20.
7.
No.
Then the volley of arrows fall all around you.
Yes. And
You-
bounce off my shield.
And then a volley comes down at Calcrix.
Yeah, I'm a spellcaster with a shield.
Yes.
Because I'm not dumb.
Which ones are the meat and which ones
I don't think an armor class 20 would hit you.
Mince the great. Oh, you can't tell.
I'll wipe that one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the balance. That's the mini.
22 I am.
So then the volley misses you as well, even though they can't hit the broadside of a dragon.
I don't want to. I'm going to do it anyway. Player goes ha ha. Character does not.
Okay. Then that brings us to Dracula's action. Currently, you're completely concealed by Calcrix because you now have a overly large Calcrix above you.
And how many of the blank areas are the arches in each of those? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
So you can see the lines above. There is a group of 6 in each group, and if you look up, there is quite a few of them up there.
Okay. And you said the closest one was about 120 feet away?
About 120 feet away, yes.
Okay. I'm going to dash forward 60 feet. Then dash move another 60. I've got a climb speed of 60 feet as well, so therefore I should be able to get up with it.
Okay. You failed your saving throw. I could have given you a chance to
So how much is that in total you can move?
But I can do 120 feet of movement, including climb speed. So,
Okay, so this gets you to about 120 feet.
I'm going to go 120 feet above.
They were 120 feet line of sight.
Yeah, but I'm using climb if I need to. I'm straight line effectively.
Okay, so if you do a straight line, you can do sheer services.
That's right, you can climb, you can actually climb, you say, I can climb, on the
Right, so yes, he can do
Then in that case, you get to the...
Yeah.
And I will jump into their line and hit them with the blazing sword.
You get advantage on your attack.
AC 23.
It is a hit.
Any 2 points of damage.
You want help? Okay, so you managed to kill that one.
Excellent.
Sorry, I got to click on the actual right screen, not the picture of the screen. He dies.
Okay. Fell off the
Satisfying.
cliff. Yeah.
Do you do anything else, or is that all your turn?
There was a single shot takedown.
He was.
Cool. I'm gonna make such a mess.
How much damage was it?
Do you have any powerful cantrips?
22.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast at 35 points average per hit.
Oh, good, because that's what your method is.
I think that's what I'm saying. I'm about to make a mess.
No.
Okay, so
Every action I give for every attack I fall.
arrows come raining down again. The first one goes for Llewell.
Pardon? Sorry?
First set of arrows
Okay,
come
shot
down towards Llewell,
Yep.
hitting an armor class 25.
That's it.
$15 points of piercing damage.
Howie?
And you get to make another saving throw versus wisdom. as the darkness starts to close ever again.
Okay.
Question, can you hear me? You don't have to see me, you just have to hear me.
I'll still get the expertise die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excellent. And I still get it with advantage.
Yeah, but you don't roll it twice, you just roll it once.
Okay. So that one pretty well sucks.
What did you get?
I'll mostly find out. 13.
Okay, everything goes black for you as well.
Fine. Is it my turn?
over. What was it?
Wait, when it's my turn,
It will be your
I
turn
have a
shortly.
response. Hopefully it works.
Arrows come down towards Calcrix. 22, is that your armor class?
Yeah, 22.
Okay,
is
so
exactly.
you actually get hit this time.
How much damage?
Do you activate shield as a reaction?
Yes.
In which case the arrows impact on the surface but don't go in. If it's literally your armor class, it makes whatever it is miss.
Okay, cool. All
But it does cost you a spell slot.
Right.
Cool. That is which spell slot?
First level spell slot.
Yeah, it is.
Good thing I have all that memorized. Okay, so
I don't know how you manage it.
practice.
Yeah.
A bunch of them shoot at Draktamar still, but this time they don't actually get as big a bonus because he's in cover. He's using literally their own people as cover. Okay, so apparently if you saw that, Jeremy, it was a 1. So the guy next to you gets peppered with arrows.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing, cover both.
Where is my mouse? Here's my mouse. So the other guy next to you gets shot and falls off the cliff from behind.
Thanks, mates.
And
Got Biff.
I believe another pile fall down towards Lani,
Of course they do.
hitting an armor class of 16, which will be a miss. As they're doing group rain of arrows.
Yay, miss!
So that brings us to Father Pat. The light's gone out and you can't see a thing.
That's all right. As long as he can hear me. Now, question.
Yep.
I can forego what? Every attack I forego, he can use a reaction to cast a cantrip.
Yeah,
He only gets one reaction, doesn't
he
he?
only gets one reaction.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can cast your Eldritch Blast on your turn,
Yes.
and there's a reaction.
Yes. Although I'm going to do something
But
else.
technically he doesn't have a reaction yet.
No.
Not until my turn.
No.
Yes.
So
Do you want to hold your action until he does
I'll
stuff?
hold that action. Now, does anybody else have cantrips within range that they'd like to cast?
I don't know if I'm in range.
I don't think I'm in range of you.
No, I don't think you are.
Yeah, cantrips usually have pretty short range.
No, you're going to be within 30 feet of me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Yes.
Okay, the only people in
Roll the
30
die.
feet of you is...
Lil and Lani, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Lani has a cantrip, even if she doesn't think about it.
Yes.
She has minor hydromancy.
Or you can make a weapon attack if anybody else is within 30
Yeah.
feet of one.
Yes, the thing is with doing a cantrip is they usually don't have very long range.
Okay,
So you
so...
can do a weapon
Lowell,
attack.
because you moved your initiative up, our archers don't get to act yet.
Excellent.
So,
Alright.
you're now being bumped ahead of Father Pat on the tree. Would you like to do stuff?
I would.
No,
I would curse on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Does that work?
He does.
It's,
You don't even have to roll.
Yes. So, I use my reaction to use Eldritch Blast, and then I use the bonus action I get from my rod training to do Eldritch Blast again.
Can he use your reaction because he held it till after your turn?
No, I held it to
He held
act.
it to...
He held his complete action.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
hasn't acted.
Yeah.
So
So
you
I-
don't have the reaction to cast the cantrip yet.
Not yet. He's got the reaction now, but
Yeah. I don't get it until the beginning of my turn.
Yeah, but you can't use your reaction this turn because he hasn't done his action yet.
No,
Yeah,
my
But
action-
he's got
He gets a weighted
Paul
action.
has another way of
Yeah.
doing stuff. He's not casting a cantrip with a reaction. He's casting a cantrip with a bonus action
Yeah.
and an action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a class ability, but I can do it as a cantrip as well. Plus I'm casting a spell, and then 2 different types of bonus cast of cantrips.
So, hang on, now I
So
felt.
this isn't counting
This
his.
is
This is not counting
This
his
is
stuff.
counting his thing.
No, but he hasn't done his stuff yet.
But he waited till the beginning of my turn.
He didn't ready. He
Swapped the
he
initiative.
swapped initiative.
Oh, right. So
So-
I don't actually get that yet.
On his turn, he then gives it to you.
Yeah,
And he can then use it there.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you still get a third with
I
it.
still got the second cast.
Just
of it.
delays.
Yes.
It was delayed
I
instead
said,
of ready.
"Oh, do it again.
Sorry, that's what I was just trying to.
Yeah,
All good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so
Is I have blow by blow.
yes, that's cool. All right.
That's
So
my actions. That's
starting from the right.
Sadly, you still can't see.
How far can you shoot?
Sorry, on the left. 300 feet.
So that's your action.
Then that's definitely within range.
Or
Yes.
you can bonus.
So basically, I'm going to start from that end and just work that way.
Mhm.
3 attacks.
No, but
And I'm just going to go one shot each. If I miss one, I miss one. I'll do it next time.
bonus action stand.
So,
Yes, I know that.
ew, that's 31.
31, that will be a hit.
Make it a crit too.
Roll for damage.
35 base. Hold on. If I do get a crit, is that the roll doubled or the total doubled?
Total double.
Alright, cool. 70, yeah, 70 points. I think
Evil-
I just punched a hole in it.
30 feet.
What is your Eldritch Blast?
There we go. Pardon? Colour.
Just out of curiosity.
Greeny silver, normally, unless I change it to elemental affinity.
Probably with a bit of a chorus going each time.
A bit of a chorus.
He's a
Yes.
celestial warlock.
Yeah.
Maybe celestial bells.
The sound of a silver bell being smacked. Given most of the time they hit things, just one shot kills.
And you get 3
I get 3
blasts
per
per what
cast.
cast.
Yeah.
Because I've nicked Eldritch Blast, a variation
Oh,
of
fair
one of my
enough.
characters.
21 for the second one.
That's a hit.
Okay, so 35.
What's we going to do on this one?
Yeah.
Keep forgetting it. That this doesn't do damage on the top bit.
Plus 2
Right.
assists, so 25.
Oh, you were 2. Alright, and third one. That's more, but it's not. I don't think it's enough for a crit.
How high?
27.
Not a crit.
No. Alright, so another 35.
So how many did it say? How many have we got?
Three.
Two more left in that lot.
Oh, 3 more
Or
actually.
3 more because there's the one behind.
So Dracon is the okay.
Yeah, Dracula's the green one.
Just so you can actually see,
Yeah.
for Dracula's perspective, you have. Come on, I was trying to open up the guy, but I can't do that. Oh, there I can.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's what they look like on the top.
Yep.
So everyone can see as well.
I can see from the other angle.
Is the one down behind the one behind it?
That's what I'm just opening now.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Darker and more heavily armoured.
So you've got the one at the front and the one at the back.
Over
When you
that.
close that, so that's
That's
that
the
guy
dark one.
there is the unarmored one, and the other guy is the armored one.
No, that's the heavily
That's the
armored
darker
one.
one.
That's the
Yeah.
one without the face covering.
Yeah, they got leather
Right.
armour, and the other guy's got reinforced leather armour, or scale.
Okay.
But I thought the colours would make things a bit easier to see a mountain
Yes.
path.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
That was tonight's prep.
So how far are we away from?
he did a good job of it.
Sorry, I've forgotten.
That's okay from where you are. Yeah.
5 foot squares, but we're not going to ask you to count.
Yeah, this is how I
So for you to get to there,
Well,
that
it's easy, right?
is
See.
135
Oh, you have
or
to see.
straight
So
up
when they're you can
150.
hear, see, and hear or see you. The other one you just have to be able to hear me. We're saying
Yes, but Next round,
Okay.
I'm going to remove a curse on you.
So, Llewell's done. Did you have any other actions on your turn?
That was it.
Okay, that brings us to Father Pat.
Yes.
Back to Llewell.
So that's
Well, that's the thing. It's your action, beginning of your action. I get the reaction you give me.
yes.
So I get to Eldritch Blast again.
And I'm going to do bonus action, get my shield out and hide underneath it.
Yep. Alright, so
Next two across.
next two grey types, and then the leader. And that's 27 again.
27. That will definitely do your 35.
Yep. 29.
29. I will call that one a crit on that guy.
Okay, 70. Biff. Of course, I probably want 70 more than leader.
You're
Okay,
taking away all my
was-
targets.
There's a lot there.
I know.
I'm just taking away the close one.
Yeah.
I
And
should
you're
have
taking out the close ones. So people
Well, I just said that. Yeah, I just said that.
And
I should
what-
have started with the 300 foot away ones and started moving down.
Now, Lani is within 30 feet of me as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Same roll again
Sim roll again. Okay.
on the leader.
That one. You see your bolting pact, but do nothing.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Right.
It just seems to dissipate as it hits him.
Okay. Well, I'll leave that for the melee types, and I'll just shoot the archers.
Is Lani
Okay.
online? Can she hear me?
Okay. You hear aim for the.
I'm here.
You hear someone yell out, "Aim for the warlock."
Okay. Lani,
defensively.
so I'm going to do the same thing for you. You can either use your reaction to either cast a cantrip or make one weapon attack
Okay.
of your choice.
So you should be able to longbow reach with them, wouldn't you?
She wouldn't have the longbow out.
Guess who's about to do 4 weapon attacks?
Yeah.
Okay, so bolt comes down towards Llewell.
Mm-hmm.
22.
Nope.
Another volley comes down towards Llewell.
Uh-oh.
Because it's not one person firing, it's the group.
No.
A 12. A third group comes down towards you.
Mm-hmm.
A 13.
So 3 misses.
Fourth group comes down towards you.
Sorry for being your target.
A 16. And a fifth pile comes down towards you.
I don't think you're the one that needs
22.
No.
But hey, they tried.
They tried.
You are now covered in a field of arrows.
Yeah, well, hey, that last one actually hit my shield.
Have you actually seen
Oh,
the...
that's how you have the 22.
Yes.
the
25.
there was the Asian one where they had the wall of arrows come.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like there's just an outline of you and arrows all around you.
Yes, except I'm not doing it by obstructing the arrows.
Well, they're not all perfectly lined. They're all on angles because they're all
Oh, yeah,
trying to shoot
because
at you.
Different, yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to Lani.
Who can use
Hold on,
reaction if
hold
you
on.
wish to.
Yeah.
We can assume that you could have used your thing
I
to
can't-
draw a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which weapon do you draw?
So I am getting out my trusty trident. How far do I need to move in order to get within range to throw that thing?
What is your range?
Yeah.
My range is max 60 on it.
But you're throwing a trident over a cliff?
So to get it 60 feet, you have to
Like
get
my
to... Can you see on the map where that... Oh,
Does it?
you could probably reach it with a triple move.
Yeah.
A triple move?
I
do have...
Have you ever encountered Rollmaster?
attack.
The system?
Yes.
I could dash this round and then I have a combat maneuver that would let me get within range.
Every hit and what you
But I think that would use
It was horrible.
my action because like I have additional attacks, I don't have additional actions.
So how far can you move? What's your maximum movement?
I can do 100 110.
Okay, so at 110 you can get yourself fairly close, but not enough to throw, I don't think.
Anyway.
And if you be,
You'll be in range when you move next time. You go
Yeah.
attack with
but you're outside the 30 feet of me, so you don't get the
That's
reaction.
right. You move up.
I will. Once
Yep,
I know
they are just literally at the 70 and 75 feet mark from you.
Yeah. I think going.
Yeah, so I'll have to move another 20 feet more for it to work, yeah. No,
Uh,
I think it's probably best that I run up
Yeah.
and
Do horrible things.
I guess try to take a defensive stance, but I don't know if I would be able to with actions and stuff.
Okay, if you use the action to move, I don't think you end up with anything for
Yeah.
taking up 10.
I
Yeah,
use
defensive.
I
stance
use
is a decla-
action and
declaration.
then a combat maneuver, so
Yeah, but probably
I don't have, like,
bonus.
I don't have extra action, but I have extra attacks.
So I believe the combat maneuver would have spent an exertion point, or did it spend more than one?
It spends one exertion point, so that I'm
Yep.
down one.
Yep, so you should be at 7 now.
Yes.
You also can't supply during the actions or bonus action to use the combat maneuver.
That depends. Some of them say at the start of your turn and it doesn't use... Oh no, that's the technique.
That's the
not
techniques, yes. Techniques do little funky things,
Yeah.
and the weapon techniques don't cost actions, they just get used with things.
Yeah.
So you can use it as your attack.
Yeah. It's part of your
Yep.
action. Yeah.
And some of the elemental techniques are also as part of your attack action. They'll be worded in such a way to make it obvious.
Yes.
Okay, so that is Lani, and then the next two archers shoot, group of archers shoot at Lani because she's the obvious target.
Yes. She's close to me and scary.
We currently have 4 groups of archers in each.
Okay, so that would be a 29.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I would say so. She's got her shield and boots and armor.
So 16 points of piercing damage, and Lani gets to make a wisdom saving throw.
With advantage or just normal?
With advantage still. You had the cookie.
Okay.
Yes.
22 again.
22 again. Okay, so everything goes black now because it was dim for you earlier.
Okay.
And I can fix it, but I've got to touch you to do it.
And the next pile comes down at armor class 22.
Yes. That hits.
That hits. And that's another 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
You say that, but how okay is that?
Okay, so now you get to make a Constitution saving throw.
Thankfully, I have only twice as much. 24.
Okay, so
You
you should get advantage on it too. Sorry, I forgot that bit.
Still.
Okay, so yes, you feel as if your heart slowed down, but you shook it off.
I don't like that. Okay.
As we now come to the start of the initiative.
Okay.
As there's now another 5 archers to go, but one of them has been severely hampered.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the archers before me, or
It is. There are 5 archers before you, or 4 archers before you.
So, which group of archers are these the same 2 that are closest? The 2 groups?
There are 2 groups that are closest, yes. Trying to figure out. Moving to one group moves, the other guy leader moves closer, and then one gets to the edge to fight Drachnamar because the other guy couldn't reach in time. So he tries to stab Drachnamar standing on the edge of the cliff. Hits armor class of 22.
misses.
He misses and curses. Apparently the curse doesn't stick either.
So, how many
Atruaghin behind me.
did they move, or did they just one of them try to stab?
The guy in black at the back tried to attack. And the archers are literally doing a shot down at the others.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything that gives you an attack an attack of opportunity? Because normally this doesn't provoke.
I would think that. Dragon is not really fun.
In which case they are trying to shoot at Lani still down the cliff. Because she got so close.
Yeah.
Okay, so hit an armor class of 10.
No, thank God.
You have no idea it's coming and they still missed you.
Yeah, no dex bonus to armor class, but it glanced off your armor.
And the other two groups are shooting at Luell.
Because I'm just so attractive.
Yep, totally.
Well, you did call yourself out to be a target.
That is
Armor
very-
class 20. As another field of arrows. You suddenly had difficult terrain now.
Yeah,
As then a 29.
that's a hit.
With a whole 7 points of piercing damage because I rolled 3 ones.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Obviously the dice are liking you right now.
Mm.
And I'm going to say that because I rolled so low you don't even have to make a will save.
Nice. It's still pretty well time for me to start casting healing spells on myself.
Okay, so that brings us to Seeker.
Okay, how far? If I use my movement and a bonus action to travel 60 feet, how close do I get?
Okay, so if you run up... Okay, actually if I do you actual movement, you could go...
And would there be a shadow where I land?
I go back. No, I can't. I'll just move you back and start that. Okay, so...
Is there a rock big enough to be sneaky behind?
Okay. It's not actually moving you too well here at the moment. Because it's getting very confused before the movement. I'll
It's
try
got
it
so many
again.
NPCs to take care of.
How far are you wanting to move?
To start with, we'll see where I get for 60 feet.
60 feet can get you at the cliff edge.
There? How
There.
far away are they?
They are about 30 feet, but they have full cover from you on that square. If you have cover from them, they have full cover from you.
No, am I in shadow?
Technically, yes.
So, cool.
You are now invisible.
Okay, I move for 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shadow to shadow.
I can roll a hide if you want as a...
You're in complete cover. They cannot see you on that square.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't bring the mountain down on you. They just can't
I
see
am
you.
going to use one of my exertion points.
Mhm.
I am going to use my teleporting weapon thing, which means I ignore cover. Because my weapons, mid-flight, can change direction.
Oh, that's really
So I get advantage on the attack roll. And I ignore half of 3/4 cover. That doesn't count.
At
does
which point are you attacking them? You can't be from where you've reached.
it? Why not?
Because you can't see them.
Well, they can't see you.
I said full cover. Full cover means you can't see the target.
You need good cover.
So if I move another 30 feet,
Well, you could literally have done it before you got into cover and then moved into cover because that's
Can I
how
do that?
that's how the base movement you can do in between actions. The problem is if you're doing if
Are they
your
still
first
within
one
30
is
feet?
if the first is your bonus action.
actually it doesn't
Then
matter if they're in 30
basically-
feet. They're still in 30 feet?
Let me have a look.
I don't have a disadvantage on long range attacks anyway, so as long as they're within 80 feet, that doesn't matter.
It's 40 feet for those ones directly above you.
Okay, so I don't get disadvantage. If I'm under... But I can attack twice because I can use my bonus action. Excellent.
How did you use a bonus action to move twice?
I moved one movement,
Yeah.
with bonus action to move.
Yeah. So
I
that's
have 2 bonus actions.
okay. What was the second one from Rogue?
Yeah.
So I only get that
Rogue can
4
also do
times.
shit like that.
It is always I keep forgetting that rogues do that because we
Oh, yeah.
don't actually have a high level rogue in the party.
I only
until
get
now.
that 4 times,
Yep.
but it's worth using at this point because I just
Cool,
need to
yes.
get close enough.
Well, this is the sort of thing it's for.
So I use an exertion point to do teleporting weapons,
Mhm.
which then means I get that for like a minute. So for the
Nice.
next 6 rounds I can do this. I will check the timing. And that is as part of my attack.
Mhm.
So it doesn't actually cost me an action. I will then, because I don't have to hide because I can duck behind cover, I will then throw Seika's dagger and then my throwing dagger.
Mhm.
Now I get advantage on both of these because of mastery.
Is it's each attack or just one attack for the ability?
It's
Because a lot of them are the first attack.
I'm
why
fairly
I'm
sure it's
asking.
both attacks. Hang on.
Like sneak attack.
You may
Teleporting.
experience your advantage on the attack roll, which causes the attack. Hit or miss, you can teleport the weapon back to your hand. I think it's just my one.
Yeah. That attack.
So my
No, it says you can do the same for every attack you make with the same weapon for the next minute, but only one weapon. You
Yeah,
cannot do it on
so I
2
can do-
weapons.
so I'm doing it on my Seika's dagger.
Mhm.
But are they behind cover whenever I throw before I get in cover?
They do have some cover. They have partial cover because mountainside.
Cool. So what will that will boost their AC?
It will
doesn't
boost their AC, yes.
Okay.
But
cool.
because you're using teleporting weapon, it ignores it.
Yes. So the first one ignores their boost. The second one doesn't.
No, I'm saying that the all your attacks with the dagger get it.
Well, I'm using a second dagger. Unless you let me.
The second dagger would then have the penalty because if you throw it, it doesn't get teleporting weapon.
Can I use Seika's dagger for both attacks if one's an attack and one's a bonus?
You know, you can't use it as your bonus action, no.
Yeah, so I'm using both daggers.
Okay. Can you throw your other dagger 40 feet?
I can throw both of them 30 feet close range, 80 feet long range, but I have elf sight, which means I don't get disadvantage.
So yes, you can throw both daggers.
Okay.
One of them ignores cover.
And no, I don't think I get an expertise for this. I'm trying to remember, there's so many characters. But that's okay.
Well, that's because you're not. Well, no.
I'm glad for the advantage. 18 plus 15.
So that would
33.
be 33. Okay, so you hear a clang as he seems to have flicked his sword into the dagger.
Do I get...
Oh, nice.
So that...
You still do damage?
I still do damage?
Yeah.
Do I get my sneak attack for that?
No.
No. Damn it. Okay.
Because it's no longer hitting him directly.
Okay.
He used his deflect option.
Yes. Which is definitely useful.
Okay.
For
You're lucky you didn't leave that like that, right?
If he, Jeremy, if he had gotten a higher armor class, he could have deflected into you instead. Which wouldn't have gotten the sneak attack either.
Well, that would have been good, because, okay, I can do 6 d4s for my sneak attack, but with the 5 d4s I get anyway, it's not a huge amount, but 8, 10, 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Okay, he takes 12 points of damage. Second shot, second throw.
Okay,
This one does not ignore cover.
does not ignore cover, but it's still an advantage.
Come on.
The cover is
Yeah.
plus
Oh,
5, doesn't it?
plus 10.
So how does he get the advantage again?
Mastery.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact,
sorry, I
actually
was just
no.
confirming.
No, they're not plus 1 weapons. So it's 12 plus 10. So it's 22 points of damage.
Okay, that
No, that's not to hit.
That's
I
the
forgot
damage.
my modifier. I knew there was something I'd forgotten. Probably won't hit this time. 28.
28. Okay, that does hit.
Cool.
Because he can't bring up his parry. He already did it.
Okay. And he's not a shapeshifter, right?
He's not a shapeshifter.
That's your weird.
Well, that matters for the second dagger.
He does extra damage.
Well, this would make her aware of it, if it were true.
So
It's the
with my
lovely line,
bonus,
the
that
monkey when he throws
is
the weapon,
18.
bigger and bigger goes stretch.
Okay.
Who am I attacking, by the way?
You're attacking the guy standing next to Drachnamore.
Was he the leader or the other guy?
He's one of the leaders.
So, okay. That's why I haven't killed him yet.
Okay. Then that brings us to Calcrix. What would Calcrix like to do?
Calcrix has been undecided as whether or not she should
Oh,
take
and I'm behind
flight
cover, so I'm hitting it.
and incinerate
Yes,
a
you're
lot of
now
them.
undercover.
I'm going to have to work out what my bloody deflect is.
Technically, you should already be in flight.
Or whether should use Core Lightning, Whirlwind Kick,
Cool. Lightning
or
is
Circle of Death.
always fun.
How close are all these guys together? Like, are they 5 foot away from each other or 1 foot away from each other?
These group are within 5 feet of each other, but a 40 feet between them. Basically, they're prepared for area effect spells, so you can't take out a huge swath of them. You can take out a unit.
Yeah.
And if I fly over them with like a greater dragon breath, I could still probably only affect the same 5 foot.
You'd normally affect a unit.
So
one
there's nothing I've got that can affect more than 1 unit, I presume.
There is not. Not easily. Unless you do a lightning bolt along the length of them.
Well, that's what I
And
was.
you might want to be cautious about attacking if you do something that can hit multiple groups. Whether or not that's going to bring the mountain down on us.
Well, yeah, it depends what you use too.
I was thinking
But
of
yeah.
doing the lightning bolt, but I didn't know if I could cast it in a way where I can like go across.
Yeah.
Well,
That line?
currently, because you've enlarged yourself, it doesn't give you faster speed. So that's the base 55 movement for you.
My
Right.
biggest spell.
So-
But if you're flying, I would head up the other way, heading towards the other bend.
Yeah, well, that's was my thought, was heading towards the other bend.
If you spend an action moving, you can get up to there.
That still doesn't get me in position to get a long line of them.
It will next round.
Does it make it too close for them to get me though?
It means they don't quite have advantage at shooting you.
Don't quite. Yes.
Because with the high ground, they were getting lots of advantages on everyone else.
Right. So
What's the moonbeam spell?
if I use
What is a moonbeam?
next round to finish lining
Moonbeam is
myself
a
up,
common druid
It's a
spell.
can I
Yes, it's a
pick
small area of
halfway point
effect,
yeah, right.
between
Which
the
does
range of that
damage.
move
Yes.
And can
this
be
move,
moved.
so I'm not quite
It
as
does
close
extra
to
damage to
them.
Yes.
shapeshifters.
Yes.
'Cause
You
that
can
was-
cast the
So I
spell
can
anywhere
cast
in your
moonbeam
move.
with my
Okay,
sword.
alright.
It's what we thought it is
So
to get a unit
I
men.
could cast something like
Yeah, but you have to move it across.
vulnerability
Them.
on
It's only 10
myself.
feet across.
So you can
From
take out
for
the
this
two.
round.
Well, you could
so-
damage
Yes.
2 with it.
If you did, you would be
But
back
you could
to
do that
about
and then move it
yeah.
because it's maintained.
Because your action,
You can go
instead of
movement,
casting,
slide
was
it
movement.
sideways overall.
Right, okay.
So,
Yeah.
Would you like to cast invulnerability on yourself?
Well, I was considering that and then landing next, or finishing up next move and doing the lightning bolt down the line. Would that be...
If you cast invulnerability on yourself now, it would make it very hard for you to move all the way up there.
Okay, I'll just finish the move then.
probably don't need to cast moonbeam because I
Get
only do it
into
once a
position.
month. Might need to wait.
Okay, so we're just getting that movement
Yeah.
right there.
Keep-
That's
keep
the
it.
110.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't want to be too close, but I guess... I don't know if I
It's
can
getting you to
explain
the point
myself
where you can
too
land
well.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at a better angle. Can you
But
take a
with the
photo of
ability to
screen
fly,
for
you can
mine?
make a lot of distance.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of close range of them, but at the same time... be able to finish closing range on the next one.
Okay, so this group over here is going to shoot down at firstly Calcrix because she has gotten closer.
Well, that's why I was trying to
Doesn't-
position myself.
They were all going to shoot at you because you're a large dragon.
So what?
And you've got no cover because the flying is over there.
Okay, apparently Plot is with you as a hit armor class 12.
I guess that helps.
This group here
Sorry, it went
is
sideways and then
going and aiming down at
Sorry,
Luell.
I think I got it right, but
We really am doing badly with breaking that today.
yes,
So that would be a 24 to hit Luell.
it is a miss, fortunately. Come on.
And the next lot is shooting at Father Pat, hitting a 25.
That it. And with the sword action, shoot it up.
Oh, so actually taking it does put it sideways.
Yes,
Okay.
that's fine.
So that is 11 points of damage on Father Pat.
So I can't see them, but they can see me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to fix that. Give me a moment.
Yes, because your darkness isn't a darkness spell, it's a visual effect.
Right, okay.
Oh, crap. Let's see if you can fix that again.
Yep,
I've actually
sorry.
taken the whole front off it.
I'm just trying to get Lani the map.
So how much did I say for Father Pat?
I didn't.
11.
11.
11.
Okay. It was just I was trying to fix things at the same time I was doing it.
Yeah, sorry.
Another volley comes down towards Luell.
Mm-hmm.
Armor class of 12.
No.
With a fourth volley coming at Luell. 24.
Not quite.
Ting!
Another hit, another shield hit. Shield or armor hit.
As that brings us to Drachnamar. As we...
Can you figure out if there's a way I can make this even more secure?
You're on the cliff edge.
Yep.
But he's investing in defensive.
Is there actually
worthwhile.
2 leader types in my group now?
There is, because the leader type from the Eldritch Blasted group has joined yours. He's come to try to beat you up.
Yeah, well,
Have you got my
I did. I'd
elastic
leave him for the
hair?
melee types.
I do in a drawer in the kitchen.
I was going to say that'd hold it.
What have you got there? I'll go and get it.
I'll worry about it next time. I'll just leave it off to the side.
Alright.
I'm moving around like we're going before, actually take a couple of different days and the get out that I can't just someone directly behind me type stuff. And-
Well, if you want, technically you can move to there without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Because you can literally run around someone in circles, which I find amusing. As long as you can move it, you can keep going as long as you don't leave someone's threatened space.
And I still have advantage to hit the leader type like I did the archer.
You do.
They turn the butter if they run so fast.
You have to do it for
You know the
A
story about that.
31,
no.
You probably know the story.
A 31 becomes a hit for you, Jeremy.
That's an old. It's a very
it also counts as a critical because I rolled 19.
long time ago.
So I crit hit.
If you put critical, it means I get critical on 19%.
This came to primary school.
Oh dear.
It was a long time ago.
That's a point.
How much do you deal?
25 points. You should be double against the critical.
That's a point, Martin.
Yep.
With mastery, my crit goes from 19 to 20 or 18 to 20
Which bit of mastery?
for critical.
For the
enhanced.
dagger, I'll have to look at that again. So whatever.
But I have
at the
improved
moment.
critical as well.
Yeah.
So when I rolled the 18, I would have got critical on that.
So is your improved critical is normally 19 to 20.
Yes, but it just adds 1 to. So if I've got mastery, it adds 1 to that.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that
See,
one
I'm
again
starting
for
on
the
this
daggers.
critical hit. Master.
No.
Whatever it's got at the moment, we'll go with. But can't.
I'm
say
just
what it
wondering
is.
if I did 22 points of damage or 44 points of damage.
He died anyway. He's dead now, so.
He is dead. And do you have any other attacks, Jeremy?
No.
Okay. Plus, if you have any movement left, you can literally take another step if you wish to.
Might as well. Yep.
Did you kill steal me?
Yes.
Hey, who are we talking about here?
Someone with rogue levels.
Okay,
So,
so
the idea of someone shooting at the group that I actually ran up to get to.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
As a physical weapon fighter, I'm not a melee fighter, but because we're talking Axantiotle,
You got
You're
a
going berserk.
Yeah.
okay, so that
He's raging. So basically you're raging because it's Axantiotle.
and then we have that group there shooting down at Llewell.
Again,
That is the benefit of rating.
That would be a 23.
that's a miss.
This group up here is going for Lani, hitting an armor class of 12. This one here is going for Calcrix, hitting an armor class of 22. I believe you had.
Sounds me.
You can use a reaction to bring the shield back up again,
Yeah.
and that means it misses.
It means, yeah, it just bounces off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another spell slot.
Mm.
But she does have a few, so she can
Okay.
afford to burn a few.
Yeah.
And then this group is also shooting at Llewell. Apparently Llewell has plot armor. He is now a forest of arrows. As that was an armor class of 12 again.
I think I'm going to start fighting defensive to increase my armor class. Just to
Okay.
make sure of it.
And speaking of that, it is now Llewell's turn.
Okay.
You have lots of arrows around you.
Cool.
You think there's at least 50 more plus arrows around your feet.
Holy. I've only just seen how many had. Right.
One too many lots.
There was a couple in my armor and one in my shield. How far away is he from me? Even with difficult ground, I should be able to get to him. I was 10 feet.
He
Alright,
is
cool.
10 feet.
So, I will. Okay, it's difficult ground. I'll move one, and then do remove curse. So they can't
It's
do-
crunching under your feet as that's a 10-foot part of your movement.
Yes, because I can't shift at this point. All right.
Shifting is not part of 5e anymore.
No, that's true. But yeah, all right. Remove curse.
Yep.
Now he can see.
Yes.
Light comes back!
Let there be light!
Right.
Let there be the...
And the first thing you see is Llewell smiling at you.
Hang on, the darkness back in!
Here, you be a target right now. Cure wounds on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cast level 3. And then I'm going to go. I'm being defensive.
Mm-hmm. Hide behind the.
Behind my shield and him.
You have a shield bearer right next to you.
I know, exactly. That's not my movie.
It is.
So, how much do you heal?
That's
That's an interesting thing to note down, so we actually have it.
Yes, it is because you have the thing there. All right. Right. Normal cure wounds.
Remember third
Yes.
level, so.
Yes. So I'm going at the 3rd level, so that becomes
That's cool like that.
3d8 and 4d8 and 8. That should actually get me good distance up there.
Let's hope.
Hmm?
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Considering the last attack against you was 4d6 and it did 7.
My average is not too bad so far, he says, hopefully. Now I got 2 2s.
Ooh. Look at that stack.
Oh,
Stack. I think that's Shack. Bonus action. That increased my AC by 2. And then if I stack them
How
back,
many
it does,
dice did I
increase
say?
it by 4.
3 and that's 7 plus that much, I think.
You'd have to check with Martin. You can do 2.
Well, one's a bonus action, one's an action.
You can only do
2
one
points, so
maneuver per round.
Sorry?
You
One
can only
maneuver
do
per round.
one maneuver per round.
Even if it's a bonus action or an action.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like most people can only do one spell per round unless they
Okay.
have something
Right.
special.
Yeah.
But you can do a spell and a maneuver.
Mhm.
Just
Like a maneuver
You
doesn't.
can.
A maneuver is an action, or is it using up one of my attack slots, or what's it doing? Or is it just over and above that?
sorry, the weapon maneuver, a combat maneuver, is either replacing your bonus action, replacing your action, or replacing an attack, depending on the maneuver.
So
Right.
you could
Yeah.
do Moonbeam.
Alright,
and
I got
Shield Wall.
Well done.
moderately ordinary rolls.
Yep.
Like there's a couple of 2s and a 1. However, I still got 32 back.
You get 32 back, so
Of-
you're
of
now
the- of
on
the
5
37.
damage.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have any other actions?
You're about to get another reaction in a minute. There's more Eldritch Blast.
Alright. My actions, I'm done.
Then we move over to Father Pat, and you
Guys.
tap someone on the shoulder and say, "Here, have a bonus action."
Well, first of all,
He kisses me on the forehead.
we're going to
and
do an
goes,
action,
Yep.
which is basically somebody within 5 feet of me, namely you,
Yep.
and myself. We both get to increase our armor class by 2.
So that's a bonus action.
That's an action.
That's an action.
That's his
It's an
action.
action.
He's
And that
setting-
was
setting
that-
up
back
for
to
the
back.
Back to back. That's an action.
Was that a
right?
maneuver?
That's a maneuver.
Okay, so that's your maneuver for the round.
Yep. Then you can go and cast Eldritch Blast with the reaction.
I feel inspired to blast shit.
Okay, so let's see. As we,
What else am I going to do?
as you called out earlier, you'd
Yep.
like to go out to 300 feet.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to start shooting ones further back, seeing there are people up there.
You can actually get all the way up there.
Yeah, let's start messing them up in the back and scaring the crap out of them.
That is
Because 300 feet's pretty close to max normal bow range.
That's
Ooh.
the
Or max longbow range.
that's exactly 300 feet.
Oh,
So you can't go that way, but you can go
Yeah.
this way along the line.
yeah. Oh, yeah, if I move
I
10
can-
feet
you
forward,
can-
I can get
you
all the way
can
over.
go
But,
like
yeah, so
combat
I'll stick with
maneuvers.
that at the moment.
I think you just one of my combat maneuvers.
Because they're at a penalty at this range, and I'm not.
Combat range, I think, at 600.
They're actually
my
doing
combat
area
melee is
effect
melee.
as a group.
So unless I'm in melee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he can
there's
use
that.
mine.
They're attacking the square,
I can
not
give
the
him-
person.
I can give mine.
Yeah.
If they get high enough, they will hit you.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
The way
they would
five
actually
guys
individually
Sorry?
The way
attack,
five
and
guys
if they individually attack, they
That's why
will.
they've given me this collection.
So instead of 5 attacks at a lot lower, they've combined their attacks.
Yes.
So, what is your first Eldritch Blast?
Oh dear. All right. Yeah. So yeah, up the back. Yeah, we'll start with the ones you first pointed out. So the second group from the left at the top. Now, do I get a penalty doing this from being defensive?
You do not.
No, because it's a cast, not a melee. That's right. All right.
Does
Oh.
defensive give you a penalty to attacks?
Not as far as I know. I'd have to have a look.
You can have a quick look. While
Yeah.
you do that, I'll quickly duck to the bathroom and then you
Yep.
can tell me.
Yeah.
Do you attack rolls with the Eldritch Blast? You don't, do you?
Yeah.
You can, if you want to,
Each
take a
hit.
-5 to hit, in which case you do the damage. We'll do an extra 2d6.
It'll be
is-
2 damage dice. I
Is
think.
that 2 damage dice or 2
Well,
d6?
it says 2d6
Oh,
here.
yeah. And is that
Martin might make it 2
yeah?
damage
Is
dice.
that yeah? Probably, which is actually very rude because that adds 10 to my total.
Yeah, my
11.
sneak attack being damage die reduces what I can take. Like it's supposed to be D6 and
Yes.
D4s are not as nice.
No.
So I've used my round. That's down.
Basically, he's giving you sharpshooter.
Yeah.
You know, -5 to hit, and it does 2d damage dice, yeah.
Oh, fine stuff.
Pity that one roll with a 30 out of 30 feet, because I come up.
If you keep our warlock safe with how much damage it's been doing,
Yeah.
we're good.
Exactly, because I'll use my bows actually to keep my shield up.
So did you see what it says about defensive?
I can't find anything that says defensive. Well, I got defensive umbrella, but that's an item.
I think it would be an actual option of
Yeah, but I'm doing a search for the word defense or defensive, and it's not coming up with anything. It's not even a
Is this a basic maneuver?
weapon option. It should be a basic maneuver or a combat option.
Actually, I think it might be in.
But I'm doing a general search and not finding anything.
That's Jules.
Basic maneuver should be in that. Around shove. No, it's not one. You get
Offensive 3.
disarm, grab on, grapple, knock down, overrun, or shove as the basic maneuvers.
Though I can't be, I'm trying not to get hit a lot without a special maneuver.
I believe they moved it into the special maneuvers.
Right, so if you're not someone who can use special maneuvers, you're screwed.
You rely on those who can.
Avoid being hit.
What was that, Jeremy? You spoke over Mark.
Yeah, I guess unlike the traditions of D&D that basically take out the idea that you go, I think we're always trying to not be hit. So,
Well, yeah, that's what your armor class is all about. The thing with the defensive choice was you were being more defensive, but you couldn't attack guys.
Dodge is what they call it. Until the start of your next turn, attacks against you are made with disadvantage if you can see the attacker.
Right.
And you make a dexterity
No,
saving
not
throw with
That's why you're
advantage.
surrounded by people.
You cannot take the dodge if your speed is reduced to 0. So dodge is what you're looking
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
because it gives you against all ranged attacks,
That's
and
interesting.
not just.
Right. So it
so
doesn't.
we
give
keep
you-
saying that that's
It doesn't.
instead of attacking.
It doesn't. There's a distinction between or used to be a distinction between full defense and fighting defensively.
Yeah.
There used to be two stages of it. Full defense was you had no attack.
I think that's dodge now.
That's been established. But is there two layers of it anymore?
It's
Or is
just
it I dodge and I cannot do anything else?
dodge
Is it
takes
just
up.
flavor of,
Dodge takes
I'm
up
standing
your
like this?
action unless
Yeah.
you get something that can
Yeah,
give it to
I
you
understand.
as a bonus action.
Yeah, I understand that. Right, so dodge now replaces your attack.
Yes.
But if
So,
you know,
it's either on or off,
Yeah.
is the thing.
Yeah.
If you have it says instead of attacking, which means it doesn't matter whether you're using a reaction or not.
Though there is also the
If you-
combat action called press the attack.
Yeah.
You can activate as a bonus action to give you a expertise dice on the attack.
Yeah, well, I think that's melee.
Doesn't say.
Well, the way fallback is.
Oh, sorry, within your reach. Press the
Yeah.
attack has to be within your reach.
Yeah.
So something that Lining can
And
do with a bonus action
and
to
it's
give herself better hits.
And then the second sentence specifies melee attacks.
Yeah, it does specify within
Yeah.
your reach. So
Yeah.
as long as you can
Right.
hit it with melee, then you can use it against that target.
But yeah, dodge is either on or off. There is no I'm being defensive. While still
the-
attacking things.
Is also the fallback reaction that you can do to
Yeah.
get out of attacks.
If your opponent takes pressure attack against you. And all
is
that
correct.
does is remove his expertise die.
Mhm.
So there isn't anything someone can do at ranged to increase their chance of not being hit
If you've got
while still being able to attack. Unless I've got some maneuver with a shield I can do. But him doing
gives you
the
plus
group-
2 to AC.
but him doing that does give me that bonus.
Mhm.
The
That's
back to back gives you the plus 2.
Yeah, my point is that's the only one that's available to me at the moment. I can't take an action to help me. That's the point.
Well, I can share my combat
he's got a
maneuvers with you.
Yes,
He's got a
I
shield.
just
Says
said
raising.
I
there's a
can't
shield,
do
raise the
anything.
shield thing.
To aid me,
In the stance.
I've got to use your
But
ability.
it costs a bonus action.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Paul, if you read this.
No,
He
I know
doesn't
what that
have
does. What
a
I'm
melee
saying is
weapon
I
with
cannot
defensive.
do anything.
No, this is a.
Yeah, well,
If you
Yeah,
don't have the
this is
melee
just-
weapon,
I
you
know
don't
it
get the
is.
bonus action to
What
get
I'm
the bonus from the
establishing.
shield.
So it works if
Is
he's
it
using
either
his
I have
longsword,
my
but
armor
not as a
class?
spellcaster. Not when he's spellcasting.
Or I have dodge or
But he also has
attacking.
to have expertise,
Unless I've got somebody else to help.
mastery of some sort.
And that's what you're doing.
But
No, I know what that does.
no, it's a
You're
different one.
helping
It's a
me.
different. It's a different to that again. It's another
Right.
one that's different. To
Yeah, I
that.
know, but it's still your ability, not mine.
No, but I can give you the ability to use a
Yeah,
combat
it's
maneuver.
your ability, not mine, is my point.
Okay.
Right? There's nothing I can do on my own. that will aid my armor class.
Nope.
You can help me in a couple of different ways. I can't do that.
No.
Pause for a second there. I believe Grant was saying he can grant you the
Yeah,
ability.
combat maneuver.
That's still his ability, not mine.
No, but when he grants it, then you can use it.
Yes, but it's still his ability, not mine, is my point. I can't do anything
I
on my
think-
own.
And he's already used a combat
To
maneuver,
help
so we
that.
couldn't do it now
It's
anyway.
about
Yeah.
compartmentalising what is his
Yeah,
versus
Okay.
what he's gaining
Yeah.
from other people.
that's the thing. He's got multiple ways to help me. That's him helping me.
Yeah.
It's
Whether,
there. It's
whether,
not
it's,
expanded.
whether it's a passive ability or you
Compartmentalise
give the
like that.
ability to do an active ability, it's your ability, not mine, is my point.
Sometimes my brain only
Yeah.
works if I put
Yeah.
it in a certain way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Now that I understand that you're talking about what you can do on your own.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
said. On my own, I cannot do anything. I said that about 4 times.
But this
Yeah.
is what
But I did. Yeah.
this is what's good
Yeah.
about having
Or-
Father Pat.
There are other combat maneuvers and combat stances that do need a
Not
bit of that
that-
defensive action.
Not
But
that
that's what
I
you
have
don't
access
have to
to.
work out.
Not that I have access to, is my point.
Exactly.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Without,
So-
without cross-classing.
The point defensively, but the
So for my character,
Yeah.
my two
is now a
characters.
specialist skill.
So for
Yes,
my
that was established really early on. Thank you, Jeremy. But
Yeah.
that was mentioned really early on.
so for
Jeremy may not have been able to tell it because
Yeah.
of the online bit.
Lower crosstalk.
But yeah.
Yeah.
there
So
is-
for Seika, I can do dodge, but that's only because she's a thief. For
Yes.
my other characters, I have no way of doing defensive stuff.
Yeah. But
Aside
yeah,
from the fact that wielding two weapons means I can.
yeah. But it
That-
being
that said-
special ability is not something I've got access to. That
No.
was
right
established early on.
now,
Yeah.
whose move are we up to?
We're still waiting for the result of Llewell's first Eldritch Blast.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
For which
uh,
there is my roll there. So that's 21.
This is
From
why it's good
memory
for me
is
to
a
have
hit.
blow.
It will be a hit, yes.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I get
So,
about the
spooge on the first.
compartmentalising bit. I find
Yeah.
it hard sometimes to. My brain wires is wired differently.
It's what I have to do to move through the 3 of my characters, plus remember what all the other ones have.
Yeah. $35. And,
That's really loud.
Sorry.
actually, the amusing one, that could have been a crit. I rolled a 2, not a 1. That's still 17.
A 17 will miss.
Oh, poo. Alright, well, next one along anyway, because I'm doing it in order. So that's 29.
That will definitely be a crit.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And that was Father Pat's action, bonus action.
that was the bonus action.
Bonus
That was my. That gave him
a reaction to do
Yeah.
an effective bonus action. So yes, thank you for that. Thank you for it.
So we're
What
up
does
to
Father
Eldritch
Pat do
3.
next?
Okay, so this is the thing I'm trying to work out now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it says I have the capacity to direct my components broadens. I can choose one tradition that I know combat maneuvers from,
Mm-hmm.
and I can use this to give that combat maneuver to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's I want to give you this. So in addition to this back-to-back that we're doing together,
You
I'm giving you
can-
another one
Yes.
to increase your armor class.
Here, move this way.
So
Yeah.
so I can do that as well. So we can both
Yeah.
What does it require to do that?
Is
Well-
it another combat maneuver? Or is
Well,
it
it's
a
his, but the question is whose combat maneuver is it?
Yes.
For you to activate the ability, if it's a combat maneuver to do this,
But I'm giving him the combat maneuver.
yes,
Yeah,
but it's you activating it. You've already activated one this
and
round.
you'd be spending the exertion points.
Well, see, it doesn't say that. That's what I'm trying to work out.
Well, you've got to activate the transfer.
So if you don't transfer it, he doesn't get it. So you've got to pay for the transfer, then he can spend the exertion points to activate it.
Yeah.
So, because it says choose one tradition that you know combat maneuvers from. You're able to use combat directives to grant uses of that combat maneuver
Yeah.
from the chosen tradition to the other player.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
you
not,
have- but you
what's
have
the
to
cost
activate-
of that?
What's the combat directive?
that's what I will.
Because that'll have a cost and time.
You can direct your opponent. So I think the one this
It's action or
does
reaction.
not count. This,
So what's
this
it called?
combat maneuver does not count against the number of combat moves that you know.
Yeah.
In addition, when a creature uses your commanding presence to make an attack, it can simultaneously use one of the sanguine, not
Yeah.
combat
Which one is it
maneuvers
called?
that you know.
Mark was asking what it's called.
What's it called?
So,
Combat directives.
directive.
Combat
Yeah.
directives.
Is it an
It's a
action?
class. It's a class.
It's a class,
Is it an
yeah.
action,
Okay.
a bonus action, or a reaction?
Well, that's
It's a
what-
feature.
It's a feature. That's what I'm
So
trying
it's
to work
not-
out.
Yeah, okay. Well, feature is the origin of it. It doesn't tell you what
Well, it doesn't tell you,
what
that's the
time it
thing.
costs you. Okay, cool.
Sorry, I thought that was
So-
a combat maneuver that you would have to activate to then give a combat maneuver to.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to work out is what does the rules say
Yeah.
about how to activate it, how
Yeah.
long it takes.
Hmm.
How long has it been since you guys been in combat? Other than Calgrix's duel?
Bloody ages.
I haven't been in combat with you guys, so.
No.
And
Well,
with these combat, with the combat maneuvers and stuff new to it, or?
well, they're definitely new to. Well, they're new to all of us because I've not
Yeah.
used any. He's only
Okay,
just.
so have you done your commanding presence?
Yeah.
No, we just figured.
Yes, well, it's right within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, he did that.
Sorry,
at
I was
the
just
start.
making sure
yeah,
that.
same thing with Lonnie.
Yeah.
Still working. Was working stuff out.
Yeah.
So
I'm
as
helping
far as
out
I
as
can look
well.
at, that's just always on.
Tonight I've got 1, 2, 3, and a dart.
Okay.
Because the commanding presence was the one that gave him the Eldritch Blast.
I was going to say, I gave her a name.
Okay, so he can
Just
simultaneously
use it, have it.
use one of your sanguine knot combat maneuvers when he uses his. Every time he uses the Eldritch Blast.
And that's what I was. Yeah.
Right. So if you pick which sanguine.
So we're going.
So it doesn't use any exertion points to do.
No. So we're going to give you back to back again.
Yeah.
Which requires an action, but I don't. But back to back, which gives you an additional armor class type +2. So we've now got +4 armor class.
Yeah.
Plus whatever we had. This is really confusing.
Technically, you can't stack two back to backs.
No, because it's the same damage. It's the
Same
same
bonus.
bonus type.
But
Well, can I stack Shield Wall then? Which is
it increases the AC, but it's a different combat maneuver.
Happy with a different combat maneuver,
Yeah.
but you can't give the same bonus from the same source.
Yeah,
twice.
it's got to be back to back and shield.
so Shield Wall then.
Yeah.
And does it cost either of them exertion points?
As far as I can work out, no.
And does it cost me an action?
Well, it's bonus action.
Okay, it's a
But
bonus action.
I
that's
don't
fine.
know what it, I can't quite work out that relationship.
Was this the one? Was this the one you learned at level 5 for your
Yeah.
martial?
Yes.
The free one you learned.
Yes.
Because
I think.
no, combat directives is not. Combat directives gives you a sanguine knot to maneuver, which specifically is granted. That one maneuver is the only maneuver you grant whenever someone gets something from
Right, so
you.
you
Okay,
can't.
we
you
didn't
can't-
pick out
We haven't
one.
picked one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
We'll
Yeah.
pass on this and we'll sort this out later.
You can pick one, but that one is locked in to that ability.
So
Yeah.
you could make Shield Wall the one that you make.
Which actually makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
from what the character is.
Yeah.
And he can't benefit from that again until after he's done a short or long rest. So he gets to do this once per short or long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
So you could activate it, and we could say that that is the one that you have for
Yeah.
that commanding presence.
Yeah.
Okay, so just I read through it all very quickly there, and that
Yeah.
was the
Okay.
intention
So
behind
you
it.
wanna do
Is you grant
Yep.
it once
Yeah.
Yep.
to each person
I've
who's in your
marked it
arm
down,
radius.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
What it
So was that at the very start of combat?
Um,
All together?
They have to still be within his radius to get it.
The whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just at the time he granted it?
He grants it to you if you are within 30 feet of him during when you're trying to use it.
So the moment you're out of
so
range, you're
now
out.
that I'm out of range, I'm
Yeah.
able
And
to have it.
Shield
That's
Wall requires you to have a shield.
I had a shield.
And the actions cover anyway.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
had to use my
Yeah. You've also got to be adjacent to him.
and also you had to
Yeah.
use my commanding presence to make the attack, so it could only be
Yeah.
triggered by you using that.
Yeah,
Eldritch
I'm out
Blast.
of range
Yeah.
now, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So you guys
is that
can
his
have a
father
+4.
Patsko?
And his bonus action is to keep his shield up. Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you did a bonus action to give someone stuff?
No, that was my action.
So your action was to
His
do
entire thing this round has been.
no, because
increasing.
he did one to activate his maneuver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did and was it a bonus action to give you an attack or a action to give you an attack?
No, it's a commanding presence. It's a commanding directive.
Yeah. That.
No, it's not.
That's-
When you
So
make the
it's a
attack
commanding
action,
presence.
when you make the attack action, you can forgo making one attack to allow a friendly creature within range.
Make an attack. Yeah.
So that
So
means
it's an attack action.
was
Yeah,
your tradition that the maneuver a bonus action or an action?
Shield
An
Wall is a
action.
bonus action.
No. The one I cast was an action.
Which means you didn't give Llewell the thing because you had to do it as part of your attack.
So what you could have done is do Eldritch Blast and Shield Wall, but not back to back.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to work out.
If you're doing the attack action, because that's not a bonus action attack, it has to be the attack action. You can give up one of your attacks to get someone else to do the attack for you.
Which I did that.
And then if you try, you only get one action.
So you get
one bonus
action.
You get one reaction. That's the only actions you get.
So for me to use cast any of my combat maneuvers that require an action, I forego all 3 attacks.
Yes.
Right. That's I wasn't quite clear.
That's why I was being rather specific.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't quite clear on my own mind.
Because your 3 hits per round is 1 action.
Yeah.
And you don't get a bonus attack as an action unless you've made an attack action.
Yeah.
Because that's always reliant on your primary attack happening.
Okay, in that case, I did not use the... Sorry.
All good.
We didn't use the back-to-back because I kept giving you the Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
But I did give him Shield Wall
Yes.
as the commanding directive.
Yes.
Okay.
And my bonus action, which I've not used, is to keep my shield up.
Okay.
Yes. Well, sticking with defensive at the moment because I seem to be a major target, which is fine. They're shooting at me.
Which means Shield Wall activated
So
when you
you
did the
defending
Eldritch
him
Blast.
is perfect.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Yeah.
And giving him extra attacks,
Yeah.
brilliant.
So what I'm going to switch to.
Well,
we'll switch to something else.
this was his actual action.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. When it comes around to my turn, I'm going to do something.
No, but he only has
Okay.
one action. Cool.
So,
I was just
we'll go.
checking that you can only
further up the thing, there is a bunch of archers going. One of them is shooting at Calcrix, and hits armor class 22. So I believe that is a.
I have how many level 1s do I have? I have 2 more, so I can stick shield up again.
Oh no, shield's still up.
Is it? How long is it up for?
Shield is up till the beginning of her next round. I'm fairly sure.
Check. If that's the case, you'll probably have 1 shield back.
Yeah.
So,
You didn't have to spend this one.
so it's level 1, isn't it? So that's...
Until the spell ends, you gain a +5 bonus to your AC. The duration is 1 round.
Okay, so the last one is still in effect.
Yep.
So that means you've had 2 shields cast.
Yep, okay, so I've still got 2 left.
Another shot at you bounces without even getting anywhere near you. Then a shot comes down at Father Pat and Llewell. Armor class 16. Apparently the plot likes you as another pile of arrows come towards you, and Gals are even better, armor class 12.
Oh,
More crunchy
so
stuff.
close.
So what are you at with your +2 from shield wall?
27.
As you're looking at the entire field of arrows around you. Okay, so
Right, so this is where I cast Shield of Faith, right?
now we're up to Blind Lani. We're up to
I am blind. I am hurt. I feel like I should be using Second Wind as my bonus action.
Yeah.
So I will
Are you
I
going?
will be doing that.
Are you going to call out that you can't see? Because I don't know that yet. I don't know that yet.
As I guess if it's a free action, I will
You
be
can.
calling it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see, but I'm gonna try to use Second Wind.
Yeah.
And that'll give me 19 hit points back.
19 hit points back. That will be.
Does that heal my vision?
Does not heal your vision, no. But you feel better.
Yeah. I'm feeling great now.
You feel great in the darkness.
Would you like to run into the wall in front of you and hide under the overhang until someone taps you?
Yes, I will be taking cover until somebody fixes me.
You getting under the overhang?
I'm going to have to get.
Oh, look, I can hit things and like.
You do feel the wall pressing against your face.
I'm just gonna take cover.
You feel confident by the wall.
I'll rotate.
It's like you put your hands over your eyes. If you can't see them, they
I'm getting to a more comfortable position.
I'm reasonably sure it doesn't work like
They
that.
best be announcing everyone's going to get close.
Yeah, these guys will be announcing it with arrows.
So yeah, I guess that's the best I can do. I am just going to try to take cover until somebody can come get me.
I couldn't do
Yeah.
anything even if I could. If I came back for you, I'm sorry.
I will be.
Okay,
The best
so
I can do is keep going and kill
another rain of arrows comes down towards Father Pat and Luell, who apparently still has plot armor because another 12 lands on you.
I feel so good about today.
Can I see all of this?
Yes, you're just seeing all these arrows shooting overhead,
I'm
coming down
seeing
the cliff.
outlines of all
And there's arrows all the way around me.
They try to hit
They're shooting at me,
Calcrix,
so they're
and
not
because you
shooting
got your
at
shield up, they bounce off your shield again.
Anyway,
Oh no.
but yes.
It would have been a 24,
Well, that's the thing. They're doing.
which your shield covers.
They're doing area
Yes,
attacks.
so your shield takes you from 22 to 27.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if they can't see you, they're still aiming at the square.
Thanks.
Okay, so that brings us to round
Question
3.
is though, then can I use evasion, or would I use evasion or uncanny dodge?
As the person right next to Draktamar tries to stab him with an armor class of 25.
25 will hit.
Oh,
Actually,
God, I
He's doing
hope
attack
you
rolls, so
moved
the
out of that line.
Okay, he does 15 points of damage and makes you do a dexterity saving throw to keep your weapon.
Whee! Clack, 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 clack.
yeah.
I just realised I think Dracnum going to be in the line of my lightning bolt when it goes through.
It's okay, I'm sure he won't notice.
I was trying to line it up so it got none of the other characters.
Yeah.
But
X-size 27.
Okay, so you manage to hold onto the blade.
I hope you don't move into it either.
And he does look a bit surprised that he didn't flick it out of your hands. He tried very hard.
That's okay. The worst you can give me is half damage.
Okay, so that brings us to Group B with the 3 archers.
This is background.
They're going to try to shoot the person with the blade
This
behind
is top
them.
of top.
Yeah.
And because they're actually so close, I'm going to give them disadvantage.
Yeah, well, they melee this.
Is this the
So
top
if
of
you're on the other playing group between me,
Yes.
They're all
yeah, I get to be on the
yeah, they're in melee, they automatically get disadvantage.
So they hit armor class of 10.
That wouldn't hit
I'll be
you
finished basically like less than 15.
Okay, you see the arrows fly past you into the guy behind you.
Oh, that's bad rolls.
More people feel feeling.
Serves you right for stabbing somebody.
And he seems to be waving his hands in front of his eyes. He seems to have gone blind.
Oh, gold.
Literally.
Didn't he kill the guy that he hit?
No, the guy of the... this is the guy from Group A.
It's the one with the
Okay.
mouse over it.
Nobody wants Jack Nero to take a clean kill. They keep shooting you back to the targets.
Okay, so this group over here is now shooting down at Luell and Father Pat. Armor class of 12.
Yep.
The dice know it's you. And then this group is shooting at Calcrix, who's got an armor class of 27, and they hit armor class 21. So even without your shield, they would have missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get to concentrate on me now.
Now it is
That's really dragging.
Seiko.
Okay, so a couple of quick questions.
Yep.
The fact that it's white, does that mean I'm?
That's your cover.
Yep.
Your-
So
The whole white section there has full cover from above.
if I move out from cover, can I run up to the base of the cliff,
You could...
or is that still the cliff?
This is the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you step out, you can look up the cliff.
Or you could just go straight up the slope.
What
real
I'm trying to
fast.
figure out,
I have face step that can move me 30 feet, shadow to shadow, and keep cover. I could run 60 feet and still get 2 attacks.
Okay, so that is 30 feet there. That's not really going to get you into shadow.
No.
So if I face step, I can face step there. Doesn't matter if it's shadow or not.
That puts you on the ledge.
There, then I can use. Is there a shadow around there that I can get to?
No, because at this stage, this is all. But you have to get to the other side of that there.
Okay, so let's just let's face step to there.
Yeah.
That just gets me closer. Okay. If I'm there, how far away are the guys in the next row up?
It's about 40 feet.
They are 60 feet.
Oh, there we go.
So they're still within throw dagger range. Correct?
Still, yes.
Although you're adjacent. I was about to say you're
Well, it's
adjacent
up
to
to
somebody
80,
who's.
up to 80 feet.
Yeah, you're adjacent to somebody who can opportunely attack you, but he's probably going to miss.
Then I am going to use another technique point. Give myself shadow.
Nice.
I'm going to use Shadow Storm.
I really need to learn how to stack like that.
Rogues and bonus actions are a thing.
Okay, so Jeremy, the light goes dim for you again.
So, for 1 minute, again,
But differently dim.
the area within 10 feet of me becomes dim light.
15 feet, actually.
Okay. It says 10 feet here, but whenever I attack, take the attack action for... Oh, hang on. I forgot I got an extra D10 force damage with my... I'll remember that for next time with Sega's Dagger.
That's rude.
I forgot a
Useful,
D10.
though.
Anyway, whenever I take the attack action, I can...
So your teleporting weapon will be shut down when you activate Shadow Storm.
Yeah.
Oh... No, then I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I want the teleporting
Because
weapon at this point.
basically
Yes, too much of a trade-off.
you can generally only have one active technique.
So if I move... I use one of my bonus actions to dash. Can I move 30 feet?
If you do move, where do you want to move 30 feet?
I want to be...
Because if you move any further than these two or those squares, you provoke an attack of opportunity.
So who's... Like, is someone next to me?
Yes,
Just
there is
alive?
someone right there.
Yeah, on the other hand, you're in darkness, which means you're concealed, so he's got disadvantage.
Well, I
on that.
don't have shadow here. Well, I can actually...
Oh, you did.
No, it was
I
if she
couldn't-
did that, she lost her teleporting weapon.
Oh, yeah.
One technique active at a time.
Yeah.
Unless it's an instant. You can do multiple instants, you just can't have multiple techniques.
Okay.
Auras. Because I'll be giving it the aura keyword.
So if I attack from here, it should be melee, yeah?
It should be melee, but you can move to this square or this square and still not provoke. Because as long as you don't leave the range of that guy, you don't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay. So...
On the other hand, take into account your flanking,
Yeah.
so
I have advantage anyway.
so stab him in the neck is good.
Well, and if I'm doing melee, I get 8 d6,
Yes.
but I'm
You
not
can-
hidden, am I?
You are not hidden, no.
You've just teleported suddenly into space. I think it counts as attacking from
I think it's attacking from concealment if you've just teleported, so I'll give it to you on your first attack.
Excellent. Well, I only get it on my first attack anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to attack, and then I'm going to... From there, I'm going to figure out what I do next.
Okay.
Sorry, this is
So
first time playing with Sega.
Yes.
Oops.
Is this with your non-teleporting weapon?
No, this is with my...
Your mean and nasty dagger.
This is my teleporting weapon.
Which means you won't be able to use it as your off throw.
No, but, like, they're not behind cover for me anymore.
so that doesn't matter. 13 plus 28.
28 is a crit.
Sweet. Okay, the crit on a... that is a 5d4 plus 8d4 plus 10 crit. I don't actually think I have enough dice for this.
That's where
I've
you
got a
roll.
bunch of D4 if you want.
No, I'm good.
I've got some pretty cool D4s now. I've got square ones.
5,
Nice.
10,
I can't pick up the
13
triangle ones.
for the basic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one of those
Square
d4
what?
is necrotic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If that has any impact.
Yeah. I've got one that's made of 3 flat things
So what was
coming out
that?
from the centre.
I'm not sure. I think you said 13.
Did I say? Yeah, 13
Actually,
plus
that's
10, so
D3.
23.
23.
I've got D4 with standard pyramid. So the numbers are on the
8,
tip.
12,
Oh.
I've got flattened tips.
17,
Which also means
20.
not half so bad to step on. Because
Yeah.
there are points.
Yeah, because a bit like D4 is a bit like Lego pieces.
21. So 23 plus 21
Is 44.
plus
I also
another
have
2.
that D4 as well, which is pretty easy to roll.
That's
Couple
a
of them.
2 4s, so that's 8.
So that's 52.
Doubled.
Okay, so that would be 104.
I think.
That's what I need.
Whee!
I'm a dragon and I can't roll up that much damage.
Technically, you can with your storm kick now.
Okay, so now if I move, I'm not going to get an attack of
That
opportunity.
is correct, yes.
Can I move 30 feet?
Which way?
Anywhere that'll get me a shadow.
That's 30 feet there.
Will there be a shadow there?
Yeah. It's under the overhang.
Okay, cool. So I am in shadow there. I'm fairly sure if I start a turn and end a turn in shadow, I can I automatically get cover. I get hidden. I can check that in a minute. It's just the difference between me attacking and me hiding. No. Okay. I think 104 points of damage is enough. I'm going to hide.
Okay.
That's the sort of thing that rogues do.
Then that brings us to Calcrix.
I don't have to roll to hide?
You can do the roll to hide while I get Calcrix sorted out.
You get some
Calcrix
ridiculous
wants
number?
to
I didn't get a crit this time.
find out if a
Useful.
5
When we
foot
update this.
Just give me a second to do maths.
120 feet long will take out 10 of those.
15.
If she lines herself up with those group of arrow guys in a straight line,
25?
that
There's a nice lightning bolt, although how long is it? How long is that lightning bolt?
lightning bolt was 120 feet,
Oh,
but it's 5 feet wide.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
hi.
When we up, it might be useful to add cold.
That's
Yeah.
level
So
4.
basically, you indicate the level at which I've got this.
So you
5
go
feet
up.
wide by
Yeah,
how long?
yeah,
120?
We'd have to sit down and remember what each of those is.
Make them up.
Sorry,
I'm going to be
100
with this 4
foot.
weeks.
Sorry.
Happy for you to make them up.
I'm not going to reach quite that far up the mountain.
How does that impact?
No, I
Just
wanna
out of curiosity.
Line myself
How does that
up with
impact
the
it?
10,
Well,
the 10 arrow guys just above, those guys. I want to line myself up with that.
Well, technically you can get all those.
If I can get all of those, then that's what I want to do.
Roll damage.
Roll damage.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
just haven't done it
it's
because I didn't
No.
know.
at level
second
4,
level, combat
9,
maneuvers, I get 1.
D6.
I get 2 maneuvers, first grade.
And I will write it down.
Yeah.
And I do like how most characters can fire from any point of their squares.
yes, that's been true for a long time.
Some of them always did from the centre of your character.
Yes.
The tools anyway.
Oh, yeah, true.
I can only get first degree.
Yeah, but we figured that out.
Whereas this one allowed me to pick any square
Yeah.
around the
So
character, and I
that's-
picked the edge,
Like, it doesn't
and then it
feel
just
like
allowed
the
me
ones
to
that
do
the first
the line.
up.
It's going click point to click point,
So
not square
I
to square.
can,
Yeah.
Okay.
but it shouldn't matter.
All right. Okay.
Because
Very useful.
in some of the tools, you could only do vertical, horizontal, or
The only one
angle, and that was
which
it.
one we
Yeah.
gave you
It was one angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Simplistic
she's
programming.
a useful one to take. But, yeah,
Not even some of the Roll20 stuff does do as well as this.
Sure,
No.
if you think about the first little ones.
Technically, I can actually tell it to do the lightning roll, the damage, the saving throws, and have it all apply.
Yeah.
But I'd rather see Ariadna roll up than do her
Yeah.
actual damage.
Yeah, the ones that fought, well, the ones that allow you to do it square by square are actually.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because you can just run the mouse along and it'll
But
fill
you
in
could
line.
give
You just
them-
won't do a line.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think we need to step it through. and work
This
it
one
out.
will do the line. I can even do shapes and other things.
Yeah.
You can do cones, bursts. So the basic ones are burst, line, cone, box, square burst, square blast, and I can give it any sort of colour and say stuff about it.
I'm going to wait for the next 2 weeks.
34.
34 points. Okay, so some of those did not do so well.
Yeah.
No, well,
I'll
it's
triple
only
check
9d6. I don't don't know if I get any
I don't get
bonuses
big
on
to
that. I don't think I do.
Think about it up before.
Nope. As a
So what's Calcrick's doing?
Just lightning bolt at the
Lightning
moment.
bolting. You see that? Oh, there was a red line up in there. But
Are you
she's
trying to
aiming
get
at
out of
like 12 of them.
That's what lightning bolt's good for.
But I only did 34 damage.
To each
Well,
one.
To each of them.
Two each.
So-
Seeing 35 was one-shotting them, I think you're fine.
Part of me wishes I'd thrown that dagger and get that critical against
Okay,
one of
that's
the
better
words.
than I thought.
Yeah. As I said, 34's enough to...
34's enough to take out the small archers.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and you didn't aim at the big guns.
So you managed to take out 11 with one blow.
Well, that's
Which called
better
Jack the
than
Giant
I
Slayer.
expected it would go.
Yeah,
So
that's-
And so all that build up to get to where you were, you're still taking out almost as many as Llewell.
Well, I'm trying to stop them from
I said almost as
firing
many.
arrows.
You're the
No, I
next
think
highest person.
No, I think that's
People.
more.
So, Calcrix, you just did 374
Yeah.
damage.
5, 2...
Okay, so look in that
Three.
terms, it's a lot.
Yeah,
lot
that's more than
better.
my...
Yeah.
More
But
than my
my
hits.
This is
Not bad
this is
for a
the
setup.
upside of Call of Lightning.
Yeah.
It's not the highest damage spell, but it's the number of
And
people.
she's a
Well, that's
sorcerer.
why-
Not Call of Lightning,
He's
Lightning
got-
Bolt.
I've got
Sorcerer
greater
wizard,
dragon breath, but I'm saving
What was that? She's-
Sorcerer or wizard?
She's wizard.
Wizard. Oh,
bigger.
yeah.
That means that she
So-
can change out her spells and make them
Oh, yeah.
necessary.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
374 points of damage in one mood.
Yeah,
Move.
yeah, that's
No complaints.
no. There was no complaints at the 34, but
Now the 105 doesn't quite seem as high.
My 104.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't help point that out
Yes,
because
yeah,
you were
that-
worried you wouldn't do as much.
Yes,
No,
but
I
on
was
a big
worried.
boss, that's going to make more of a mess than a lightning bolt.
Yes.
This is
Okay,
the thing.
well,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, you do that on a boss with 105 hit points. Yeah.
It's just I happen to hit a squishy 22 hit points.
I just
Okay.
But it's nice to know I can do that.
So that
And that
brings
wasn't even, that
us
was with the
to
ones, that wasn't the best rolls.
Oh, yeah.
that was Calcrix. You've done your move. You've done that there. There's a bunch of other archers going.
I was gonna say I presume I can't move after that. I've
You
done all of
you did
my
your
movement.
movement to land there amongst these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
you do
know
it.
how many bonus actions you've got. How many things you can do as a bonus action.
Muttons usually.
Isn't-
Wizards don't get a lot of bonus
Oh,
action
wait.
stuff
No.
from memory.
Dragon
Usually
gets a
if it
few,
went
but
two-
Yeah.
you can literally do I think a tail sweep if you wish to.
Yeah, tail
Probably a
sweep's a
good
bonus
idea,
action.
actually, because
I
you've
was
got
gonna say, I
people
don't
in
know if
range.
anyone's within tail sweep range.
Yeah.
This whole
Those-
line over here.
In which case I would do
Yeah,
a tail
from-
sweep.
yeah.
Give me an attack roll.
That's, anyone within 10
so
feet of
that's
you.
under tail here, isn't it?
Actually, it's 15
15 feet. Even
because
more fun.
Yeah, it
it's
should be on your character
basically
sheet
Is that
table.
a single,
Tail.
is that a single
So
shot or
it'll
a-
be-
it's a single attack. It's
Okay.
so it's your
1d8.
range plus
Yeah,
10
that sounds
feet.
about right. But you
Yeah.
got to roll.
So as
A
you're
melee
gone
attack.
to huge, I think you can actually hit 20 at this stage.
I think
does
so,
that
yeah.
mean I would have to
Sounds
roll-
about
So you can attack this guy by himself or this
That's the
other
point.
guy up here
Right.
because your range now has exceeded normal because of your extra 2 size categories.
Well,
It's your
And
it's your diameter plus 5 feet, so you can hit 20 feet away.
I would probably hit. No, I'm guessing the guy above.
You can
Because
hit the
he's
leader
most
above.
likely to be telling the
Archers
people
what to
still
do.
alive what to do.
That is correct.
And if I can hit him hard enough, that would
Give me an
help.
attack roll.
Yeah.
It's a
So
melee
is that
attack,
a
isn't it?
D20?
Yeah,
or
A
something?
D20.
Exactly melee attack.
You get
It's-
to.
Oh, she's got expertise in natural weapons as
Yep.
well, I think.
That's what she used on the guy in the jewel.
What does that mean?
Meaning.
Means you roll twice.
Oh.
And take the best one.
I've also got fortunate, which I could use if I. Okay, so that's
Don't know
a
The normal
18
basic expertise is it gives you plus 8 instead of plus
and
4.
an 18.
Yeah.
So
18 is the
Sorry,
number.
yeah, expertise.
what do I add?
So
Plus
we
strength.
add we add 8 on top of that one, making it
Yeah.
a 26. Then we add your strength to it,
And proficiency. Yeah, because it's double
is it
proficiency.
the 3 or the 7?
the 3.
Okay, so
So that makes it 29.
29, yeah.
And yes, that is a hit.
That hits. And then the damage is the 1d8 plus 7?
I
No.
believe it is different.
Natural weapons. It is D8.
I believe it's D10 to be honest.
For
But,
large critter.
Oh, it's for large, yeah.
for the
I'm
dragon.
huge.
Yes,
Oh,
but
huge.
Gargantuan.
the difference is that when you use magic to grow, you don't change the weapon dice.
Oh,
You
okay.
add extra dice because
Okay.
otherwise it becomes stupid too quickly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And
So, D20.
if she naturally grows, she gets more damage, but
Yeah.
she's not naturally grown.
Yeah.
So that means it is base of, I think it's 2d10 if I have a look at it
The
properly.
volume
Hang
is
on,
bigger,
let
but
me pull up
but
the
strength, the
Dragon
weight
Wolf
is not.
stage.
Basically, yeah. We're expanding like a balloon. not like a-
She
not
gets
like a growing
2d8
Yeah,
sort of thing.
at Dracomorphous stage
Yeah.
3.
the weight is the damage of the blow is still as light as it was.
So 2.
Give me a sec, I was just trying to look it up.
Martin's is looking up as well, just to make sure.
No, that's cool. But with expertise, you also get extra damage
It's
dice.
a gameplay thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where is
It's like in
it?
D4 where a pixie is 6 inches tall and is counted as small.
Okay, so
not
that
minuscule.
is
Oh, I
true
learned to read these
scale.
books.
Tail attack.
It takes a minute.
Memory is half my problem. I've got to
Yeah.
do it twice as long as anyone else.
This is why I try
so
to
it
be useful
is.
for-
Yeah.
It's not your claw or your bite, so technically
I
it's
do
a
that too.
D8, and because the Dragon Morphosis doesn't actually change your tail attack, it changes your
Oh,
claw and your bite.
So it's
Okay.
And
And
so
what
that
do you mean
1d8.
floor and bite won't have
Uh,
options?
It's still mean.
not to reach.
Not
yes, but she
Okay.
has expertise, so she gets 3 extra damage dice.
Does going. Does
Yeah, I
going
was just
to-
trying to finish things. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, so it's D8.
going to
She
future also
had-
increases strength.
We had talked about her taking mastery with her unarmed attacks, so that meant that it should be 3 extra dice, so it should be 4d8.
Plus.
What's your strength modifier at that size?
And because your size has gone up twice, we'll be adding another 2d8. So that should be 68.
68, yeah.
Basically, whenever she goes up, I add an extra dice,
Plus a strength modifier.
which is 3.
Still useful.
Okay, actually, looking at it, she's gone from small to medium, so that actually should be, because it's by 3, her base dice is now 2 because she got too large. That means that it should be multiplied by 3, so should be 8 dice all up.
So I've rolled 68.
Add another 2d8. Because naturally it's 68, then she gets to add 2 more for size.
Okay, I will put down on her character sheet that it's 68 for tail attack.
Because she gets an extra dice for every 2 size categories she grows naturally.
Yeah.
And then whenever she enlarges, she gets an extra dice for each category she goes up.
Yeah, this is the other thing that as I'm helping people with characters, learning how they play, like what affects what, and
Yeah.
As the tail is a complete bonus action,
Many lots.
whereas the bite and the claws
are an attack.
Yes.
And claws can be used twice.
Yes, but you can only use the claw attack if you've done as a bonus action, you've done a bite.
Just
Or a claw.
Yes.
double check me that.
So you can buy
26,
claw or something else.
26 and 18
But not tail.
is
something
44,
else.
yes.
You got something else.
So
tail.
44.
Well, you could do claw tail.
Yeah.
You can do claw tail, yes, but you can't do spell claw.
Yeah.
It has to be spell tail.
Yeah.
So how much did you get? 44?
Okay.
You hit him soundly. Still in template mode, that's why I can't select
3
him.
seconds, so I rolled well.
No, you did good.
Three
So that turn you did 408 damage.
Ow.
Remember how you were saying that you weren't sure how strong she
I don't know
was?
how you calculate that bit. All I got is the 44.
Yeah.
My 44's still good. I'm not complaining about
Yeah.
44.
There's just lots of extra cool stuff.
Now, would you like to use your reaction to have an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Because they've looked at you and started screaming and trying to run the other way.
So they're leaving your. Yeah.
So would you like to do a bite attack?
Yes. I'll
So that would be a D20.
Okay,
No, I don't
so
think she's a
D20.
spellcaster.
No, she's not. I am. She's not.
That's
why I get to use the shield.
13 plus, what do I add to that?
13. You add 11.
11? 24.
So 24.
Unless I was using the fortunate, which I forgot to say
That's okay.
whether or not I was using.
So her bite attack is standard 2d8.
It is 2d8, yes.
So would that make it 7d8?
For
damage?
It would make it 8d8 as well, because 2d8 by 3 for the mastery is 6 plus 2 for the size makes it 8d8. So 8d8 damage to bite the person.
Sorry, how many?
8 dice
Eight
of 8 sides. 8d8 damage.
So all of her physical attacks are 68 basis.
Yes. Her claws are 2d6, her bite is 2d8, and her tail is 1d8.
Yeah, so wouldn't her bite actually be giving her 1 extra than the tail? So she had 8d8 for a tail, so wouldn't it be 9d8 for a bite?
It's not, because it is the base dice is
Sorry,
2,
I'm counting.
number of 2,
That's fine.
multiplied by 3 for mastery, plus size of 2. It's exactly the same number of dice.
Okay.
She doesn't get any extra dice for her tail or her claws.
So it's 60, so it's standard is 66 for claws and 68 for...
Yes, when she goes up a category, her claws and bite go up, but her tail does not.
So think about how mean she's going to be when she actually grows up.
It scales all the way up to her having 2d12 bite and 2d10 claws.
And that's without combat mastery.
Yes.
Yes.
By that stage, she should be a grandmaster.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get down the number we have to put on the character sheet.
Right. So get her martial artist or monk hand wraps.
She doesn't wear any weaponry stuff.
Yeah, I know, but that's what the hand wraps are for. Hi, my melee attacks now are +2.
She can actually add thunder damage or lightning damage to those attacks.
Even more fun.
But she has to spend her technique points to do that.
Yeah, but still.
So 30.
30 damage, okay.
Yes.
I was
I
like,
didn't
that's
roll
way
as
too
high,
many
and I
advantages.
accidentally rolled
No.
9 times, and the 9th one was a 7,
I think it's-
so I had to count that out.
How much was that damage?
30.
Sorry, as I said, I'm trying to do blow by blow.
Okay, so the you got 2 that time.
Yep.
So 2 went down pretty nastily, and that was their action instead of actually attacking. Was
Well, yes, because bloody great scary dragon does lightning bolt right in front of their face.
swacks their leader in the head and makes it go boom.
Yeah, I'd run away too.
And then the first one who ran away got chomp
I've
chomped.
disappeared.
That's because.
I mean, I know I'm hidden, but I've disappeared.
Okay. Because it has gotten out of sync.
Yes, you're only showing on the bottom map.
But you can't go with your card.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Shadow.
know.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's
You
now
all
people.
went into shadow.
Yeah,
We dropped out lightning bolt right.
that's right.
Okay, the next group is shooting at the scary dragon. And would you like to activate another shield?
Yes.
Because they got the magic number to hit you.
Takes me
Oh,
down
no.
to 3 out of 4.
The next one in the line also shoots at the dragon. And bounces off your lovely shield that you just put up. And the other one down there also shoots at the dragon.
Timing.
And if you didn't have the shield, they would have missed anyway, because I think they're all going, oh crap, dragon, dragon, oh crap, dragon, dragon.
Didn't they see the dragon at the start though?
Yes, but they weren't sure you were part of the battle. Because you just flew up,
Yeah.
and then you landed, blah, 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 blah.
And you
Made me
don't.
sound like
We'll go away.
No. Actually, black,
I think that works for Calcrix.
You've just done more damage than the rest of us together.
unexpected but happy.
Okay. Which
I'm
brings us to Llewell.
I'm no longer
And I
target
think
number
that's
1.
kind of thanks to Rhiannon helping me figure out the
Yeah.
character.
I'm going to presume I'm no longer target number 1.
You want to get to Lani.
Oh, I know.
Which is another reason why I was attacking all the guys.
Apparently we have a spare Drachnamar. Not sure how he ended up down there.
Where's
does
Lonnie
he
go?
can duplicate himself?
Oh, there's the one there that's not actually there.
Yeah.
She's sort of up
Oh,
in the
she's- yeah,
overhang.
Okay, let me just
I can see it
refresh
there.
that section again.
Well, I'm moving to there.
That's where she is. And
I
how far do you wish to move?
I don't think I can actually get there in one move.
Okay, so how far can you move?
My base move is 35, I think.
That is 35 there. Would you like to do a double move?
Well, I can't cast a spell. No, sorry, 45.
45?
Because I got a few things that increase my base movement rate.
If you do that, you're not going to... Father Pat's not going to be able to keep up with you.
I know that.
Yeah.
There's your 45.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get to
I'm only
Lani
leading from the rear.
by spell. Probably. Yeah, actually what I'll do is I'll go to there
Mm-hmm.
and then Misty Step. How far from there to where Lani is?
That would be 75 feet.
Right. 15 foot short in the white. So I've got cover.
How far can you go?
60.
That's 60 there.
Yep. Right, so I've moved to there.
And that puts
And then
you
adopt to
20
there.
feet from her.
And then you
Using-
can call out to her that you're coming
Um,
as well.
Is she down hit points as well?
Follow my voice.
Technically, she is, yes.
Yes. So I can use bonus action
Healing word.
to beam some healing energy at her.
Healing word.
And that's got the face sparkles and petals and stuff.
You should also yell so she knows you're there because she can't see right now.
Oh, celestial sparkles.
Hadouken heal!
I'm going to... Lani, I'm healing you. I'll fix your eyes. She's going to get like 4d6 worth of heals. Well, how down does she look?
Not much.
Oh, okay.
Looks like a flesh wound.
Right.
Hey, 20 on a fighter is not a huge amount.
No, that's true. But I'll give her, as I said, I'll give her 3d6. No, 4d6. She's a fighter. She needs all the stuff she can get. And 4's all I can do anyway. Bloody hell. 15.
Okay, so that
Not
means she has...
Not for a healing word.
That's not healing word.
No? What is it?
No, that's a class ability I get for being a Celestial Warlock. It's a ranged heal.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yes, she's now down to 8 damage.
Is it
And
like
Father
Player
Pat,
Hands?
you've been left behind
It's
as the
sort of-
target.
It's
Your-
just, here, have some
Your
heal.
protection of the Warlock seems to have gone.
Yeah, sorry. Keep up.
I better keep up, haven't I?
Yeah. Lani has been healed, and I'm close to her, and I've told her so.
So, how far would you like to try to catch up?
No, how far can I go?
You can double time and go
Yeah.
60 feet.
60 feet, yeah, I better double time.
No, I don't mean the combat maneuver. You can just move 60
No,
feet.
no, yeah. I meant-
Move and act.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be able to do something while...
And
That
you'll still be
is
able to raise a
60 feet.
shield.
Yeah, then raise a shield.
Which will improve your armor class.
Yep.
Though Dractum is not actually there for some reason, he's appeared twice on the map.
He's divine now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's supposed to be
Drazzle
up
has,
here.
Yep.
has
Yeah.
created 2 of him in this timeline.
It's dual attacking.
I'm
So,
sorry,
Actually, he's supposed to be up here. Not sure why he was down there.
Pardon?
How am I close am I to you now?
Quite some distance away, because I ran 45 feet and then teleported.
Oh, okay, well, you don't get to use
You
the...
moved
No, I know
105
that.
feet.
Yeah, but I'm in cover, so it's less of an issue.
Well, I'm trying to get to cover, but I'm not sure I can.
Well, you carry your cover with you.
Yeah.
So
That's
he
why
has
you have
managed to get 40 feet away from you.
Yeah.
Who is?
Well, he's 40 feet away.
Yeah.
Just outside of
Just
your
outside
radius.
of the
Not
range.
bad.
No.
Yeah. But I did run quite, very quickly.
And I was nice and didn't say the difficult terrain was a problem.
Yes, that's very nice.
Oh,
But yes, I'm at the moment, because of various bonuses, I'm moving about 50% faster.
Okay, so archers up here now start to go. So this one shoots at Calcrix with her high armor class. Gets an armor class of 20. This one group shoots at Calcrix. Gets a armor class of 30 upgraded.
Shield makes me 27, so
Yep.
they get me regardless.
Actually,
8, 14, 19. So that is 38 points of piercing damage on Calcrix.
Down from 180.
Calcrix gets
Tank
to
spell
make
cost.
a wisdom saving throw with advantage, so you get to do it twice.
Sorry, what was it?
Oh, and Cool does move the sort of level of noise that Saker appreciates. You can't hear it easily.
Well, I got a 20 on the second one. What does that
Pretty
mean?
close.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah, natural 20.
So that means you automatically
So
save.
do I.
Yay! I'm okay. The first one was a
Actually, not all
10,
of it.
so I think the 10 was not so great. But the 20 was welcome relief.
You hear Eep very angry.
Uh-huh.
Is this where I tell Eat, go and eat your fill?
Oh.
I'm asking as a player, I'm not saying it as a character.
You could.
I'm thinking of the cube to feed the fish that got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Anybody who's looking at Seiko would notice a black fox wrapped around her neck.
Uh,
I just realised I haven't said what Kagi's doing in all of this.
I'm
Hiding around my
fairly
neck.
sure Drachnoma would disown me if I let Eat go
I
eat
know
her
it's
fill.
on my shoulder.
And I'm still trying to stay on good relations.
Okay, so that does bring us down to Lani, who is currently blind and hiding. Would Lani like to wait and see till Llewell acts?
Or try to move the 15 feet to get to Llewell.
Well, blind, I think I'd be waiting.
I'd wait.
Are you blind on foot first?
But it's Lana.
This is Lani, yeah.
Sorry, just trying to get what Lani was saying.
Until
Hold your action.
I know you can probably try to do something. I will hold my action until
Yeah.
Okay, you have
does something to me.
you have technically moved up the initiative order, even though you've held your action. Okay, so that means we now have two
Yes.
more group of archers going. They shoot at the big scary dragon. Okay, that is a 23, followed by a 19. Neither of
Okay.
them are actually coming close.
Mm-hmm.
brings us to round 4. Amusing how far things go in a few rounds.
Yes.
The first group has the lone guy attacking Drachnamar. And he does so well, he gets an armor class of 12.
How exciting
What
for him.
armor?
Okay, so considering he got shot before, he stabs the other guy.
Okay.
Apparently he did not like getting shot.
No.
Partly because he's also mostly blind.
Sigh.
So that is that group. The next group along has one whole guy. Okay, he sees the dragon and runs the other way. Does a full run to come beside Drachnamar.
How convenient for Drachnamar.
The other guy, you've had your reaction, so they can run away from you. And also runs towards Drachnamar because apparently the dragon is scary.
Only apparently.
I will leave those ones to Drachnamar and Seika.
Okay, so that does
Then
then...
Psycho had the opportunity to attack if they ran past.
Did they run past me close enough that I could attack?
Nope, they did not run within your normal melee range.
Damn it. Okay.
Yes, you don't have threatening reach.
No, I know.
Okay, and they didn't know you were there, so they weren't trying to avoid you.
Yes.
So that does bring us to Seika, as you've seen one guy run past you to yell offensively at Drachnamar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can
Apparently he's damning him in the name of
Can we zoom in?
Anzantiotl.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
Dracula's going to have something to stab about that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, out a little bit. I'm trying to decide if I leave Drachnamar behind and try and move up.
He's flanking
Or-
by two of the worst guys.
He's flanked by two of the worst guides, and I can take out.
And these guys are trained in their
Yeah.
weapons more than
Yeah.
most.
Okay,
They
no.
are showing weapon skills.
Alright, so first attack with Seika's dagger.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the D10 of force damage again last time.
Yep. Well, actually it didn't work because you were doing it in melee.
Yes.
Yes.
True.
That's why I asked which
Because
one you
it's
did
only
first.
Yes.
Okay, so
So it's an Eldritch Blast dagger.
Well, it does the whole flash out of existence and back again, doing force as it comes in.
29.
29 will be a hit. As he doesn't know it's coming, he can't react.
Yep.
That gives me sneak attack, but not my 8 sneak attack. I only have 6 sneak attack. 1, 2, but I have the extra D10. Let me get that out now before I forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is base. 7. Oh, let's go this way. 8, 12, 14, 15, 18, plus 10, 28.
If
Yep.
you're going for one of the ones either side of your pillar, you'll always get sneak attack to yourself if you don't fit.
True. I don't have to think about that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Released for her first attack.
Yes.
Well, you got sneak attack, just
Yeah,
like
one person.
damage on the second one.
So, I'm sorry, I just lost track of what I did.
I'm sorry.
28 I think I just did. Plus another 64.
Would you mind getting me for
8, 10, 14. So 28 plus 14 is 42.
Yes. The correct number.
It is a perfect
I
number.
think you made me 2 halves.
Well, you suggested I have one, so...
Oh, I guess I don't have it. That's fine. There's a
I
sandwich
think I'm
on top
going
of
to
your
run
green
out of
bag.
spell points curing blindness.
That was one attack.
Yes.
Thank you.
I still have an attack bonus action, a bonus
Yeah.
action, and movement.
Yes.
Did you want the plate?
No, just I've got a
Spell points.
container.
Yes, I got 12 spell points,
Is that one for me?
but it costs me 3 every time.
what is that?
Every time I do
Yes,
one of
that's
those
for you.
spells.
Sorry, I haven't been up.
It's okay.
However,
I just
do
had
have
to.
Eldritch Cantrip.
Eldritch Blast is massive.
Yeah, I know.
That's a cantrip.
Yeah, that's cantrips are free.
That's why I have somehow gained Eldritch Blast for some of my characters.
Yeah.
So 42 damage on the one between Drachnamur and me.
Yes, magical training will do that.
He does go down.
Sweet. Then I'm going to throw my other dagger at the one.
The other one.
The other one, not the other one with Drachnamur, the other one on my other side.
The one closer to you, yeah.
Yes. They also don't see me at this point. I just rolled a 19, so it's a crit. But I don't get sneak attack.
Nicely done.
3, 4.
I was going to say, Father Pat seems to do most of the shielding.
Yeah, well, that's what you saw.
12.
Yeah.
That's
He does a good job.
Like
double.
last time he did it.
26.
Really effective too.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I do
You
some
do
damage. Yeah.
healing and damage.
I do some damage and then I heal a lot.
He goes down as well.
Seiko seems to stab an awful lot.
Well, I throw daggers, yes.
Yeah.
And they automatically return to my hand.
Which then moves to Calcrix.
Not finished.
Right.
Oh,
I have another bonus action and movement.
Because rogue.
Then...
You
Okay,
gotta
so
steal
30 feet gets me
Drachnamur's
where?
Other?
No, I can't do another attack.
Just be aware.
So
Calcrix
30
will do
feet of
another lightning
movement.
bolt.
Unless you can go up a sheer cliff, we'll get you to there.
Okay, so can we scroll over so I can see what's happening across the other side?
To the left.
Okay, sorry.
As I'm trying to decide between hiding there or making another 30 feet. So if I go another 30 feet, can I stay in cover?
Yep, you can stay in cover there.
Cool. I will do that. And technically not hiding, but that's okay. I'm behind cover. I just want to
Calcrix
get...
is planning to line herself up with the next long row of archers
Of course.
and do another
It's the brilliant move.
lightning bolt.
And you're
Don't you
next.
That's... Gives you some cover. And would you like to do a lightning bolt?
Yes, as many of those guys as I can get is what I'm hoping for.
Ooh, you can get so many.
If you have to choose between an archer and a leader, take the archer.
Yep.
Well,
At this point, it shouldn't be too hard to get most of those guys. Start from a square foot.
Okay,
I
will
can
do that.
move up
Yeah.
if I need to. I think if I've got the movement.
We just have to...
Change the target point. There we go. Let's get all of them buggers.
And it is 100 feet, not 120.
Oh, jeez. Don't you just have to love it when it moves you into a different spot?
Yeah.
Come on. There we go. But apparently I couldn't click on it.
Yeah, I saw it.
So that's my second.
That's
9.
many.
That's
18 of them.
and then I
That should scare the
roll
leader types a bit.
9
Oh,
d8.
another going away.
Do I have to roll a d20?
No, you just roll your
The
damage.
98?
Yeah, just the damage.
They have Dex the opportunity to try and move out of the
They can do a
way.
reflex save, yeah.
None got over her DC.
No. Because the DC is pretty
So
chunky.
it is d8.
Yeah.
Morrigan has master casting strengthened, so her DC, spell save DC, is like 22.
Ouch. Yeah, that's not going to get hit very often.
And most of the spells are area of attack.
Yeah. Save DC. Oh, yeah. Mine, because of my... because the rod I'm using, plus my charisma is ridiculous, it's 23. But most people don't have a charisma modifier of +6.
No, but I have a wisdom modifier of +6 or 7.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
have a magic. I don't have anything to enhance my magic stuff like myself.
Yeah. Yes. So a +2 staff would just make it really rude.
Yeah. I do have
But 20.
expertise and stuff, but that doesn't boost that.
No. Yes. But yeah, plus getting some pluses added to it.
Yeah.
Would be very rude.
55. Yeah, I had it out right.
Considering your average grunt's not going to be able to
55.
hit that.
Bing, 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 bing.
Well, before I thought 34 was low, so 55.
Oh,
55 is big.
55 is very, very, very.
Is that
ouch.
one that's left going to run away?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well,
can see the
Calcrix has
leaders
literally wiped out multiple groups of opponents.
Yeah, I can see the leaders.
Do you want to know your total for that?
No!
You
It's
sure?
going to be ridiculous.
You sure?
Because 34 turned out into like 370 something, so 55 is going to turn out into like
If my
500.
maths are correct off the top of my head late at night, and it
Is
might
it
be
times
incorrect,
11 or something like that?
it's times the number of people. So you did
Oh.
11 before, so you just hit 18 people, which means you just did 990
Yeah.
points of
It's
damage.
like,
Yeah.
I didn't even realise that it was
You
by
just-
the people.
You have just caught them.
That's my
They're
job,
crispy.
right?
Yeah,
You're just taking
And
away my
these guys
targets,
serve
but sure.
Exantiotals, so
yeah,
they're
so they're
clearly...
definitely bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no question.
I don't have another face step, so I have to run now.
Yes, I'm going to tell my bag it.
And would you like to spend a bonus action to tell Eep to do something?
You can have the one that's left.
Eat, frighten that one.
The player would like to question the GM on the morality of such a thing.
Horrible.
Hang on, this is Dragon that just wiped out how many?
They're
Yeah.
Axantiotals.
Yeah, but
Eat-
when
eat
Eat
will-
takes
eat will
them, something else
torture them.
happens. Is that right?
It will torture them, and that's morally bad.
Seika would have no
Can
problem
I
with
give
this.
Eat
You
the
know, it's like the significant venison thing about
kill
Hollow Nose and Dum Dum.
Eep will make them regret their life
You
choices.
kill them, or you don't.
Well,
My
I
husband
don't
failed to cook
want them
dinner
to be
before I left today, so
tortured.
I'm hungry.
No.
I just want them to be
Quick, have another chocolate
dead
biscuit.
and no longer
And me.
serving. Look, I'm thinking this is going to be a
Yes,
bit
I'd love
like
them, but I
Star
can't.
Wars and corruption. And then if I tell Eep to do something, no matter what I do, I'm taking
I
off
was
points
planning
of
on making
corruption.
more of my brownies, but I didn't get time.
So,
Those are
at this stage,
Next
there's
one.
nothing. None of them are going to convert anyone to Exantiotl. So
Nice,
I guess the
indeed.
direction will be if any of them look like they might kill one of the party members or convert them to Exantiotl, then Eep may have that curse. Oh no, Eep's interpretation of that,
Yeah, no, let's not
No.
do it that way.
let's just say for now no.
Yeah.
We'd like to, but I do.
I want to
And-
see Eve in action.
Everyone hears Eep call out, "Death to infidels!"
Thank you, Eve.
Well, I am killing them. Hopefully, Eve thinks I'm doing a good job.
Yes. Well,
Eve's
yeah.
job at the moment is protecting Calcreeks.
Yes, you're very effective.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind
Maybe-
of, yeah.
Your wording is if they look like they're going to harm me.
I have a
Yes.
feeling that no matter how I word it, Eve's gonna do something that's
Yeah.
Calcreeks is gonna find later on is
She's
something
dark
she shouldn't
fae.
have asked.
Yes.
My
Hey.
druid is fast becoming dark fae.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll twist it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you say something like, "Kill that one immediately now and only that one,"
Look, after
you
she
still got to twist it somewhere.
told
Like,
I'll bring it back to life and kill it
Eep
again.
to take care of the demon that
Explode them.
threatened
Actually,
Lani,
kill us both.
she
Yeah.
is now fully aware that
Yeah.
My Friday
what
night
she asks
character.
Eep to
Part of the
do
reason I
He's
did
going.
that.
He's going
Morally.
to be dark.
Friday night character.
it's
He's
gonna
grown up.
if she can't be sure of the moral
And
outcomes
was
of it,
raised
she won't
by
ask me.
basically the
Yeah,
Grim Reaper.
and it's 8, so it's pretty well certain to be not good no matter what.
Okay, so the groups that just got hit by dragon lightning
Yep.
have all buggered further further up the line.
Sorry,
Right.
I've made it harder for you guys to get to them without like a magic carpet or something.
It's
Oh,
okay.
I can use a
I've got a
turn to
magic
run
carpet.
100 and...
Yeah, I've got a magic
20
carpet.
feet.
I've got dimension door. I
I
can
think
take
they've
Pick
me
me
gone
up with a magic
further
carpet and I'll
than 100.
snipe from the top.
I think
If they can't see me.
120 feet.
Which brings us to Dracnomar. You have a guy next to you.
I could, if I'm
You got left one.
depends if they have
Though you
cover.
keep getting teleported down for some
I'd
reason.
be willing to do my
I can
shadow
do
thing.
Every time I delete something
Behind
off the
one of the
board,
bad
you seem to
guys.
disappear. Oh, no, you've reappeared in the right spot.
Thought you'd like that one.
Don't really into it, no.
I trust Dracno to be able to take down a leader.
Oh yeah, Dragon.
AC-22 uploaded.
That is a critical hit.
Upgraded.
Yes.
Let's upgrade it.
Upgrade context. Upcasting or something?
He basically hit a target, and because he's used the Pathfinder, Pathfinder
I think
is
the
the
meds guy's still coming on
yeah,
Mondays.
20,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's coming on
Right.
Mondays instead of Tuesdays this week.
yeah. They
Yeah.
didn't switch it over to
The
Tuesday.
Week, no, it's Monday where it's only.
So
next
Pathfinder
week, Star
terminology.
Wars, it's only supposed to be Tuesdays.
No, next week was supposed to be Monday.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes,
I
I
believe
think-
you're supposed to be here on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think the weeks have got mixed up because there's a week where there's games
Right.
and there's a week when there's not games.
Oh.
So you're here on a week where there's games. So I think they got it mixed up. That
Right.
said, there's my meds and we can make sure that I take them.
Yep.
So there's purple on this.
Okay, so while that's happening, Dracnomir has managed to. How much damage did you do?
46.
46?
Yep.
He goes down. Would you like to continue along the ledge or go straight up?
We'll go straight up.
How far can you
You
move?
take 120 feet straight up if you need to.
Just so you know, that means you got up into the next row of archers.
He will.
I'll let
Yeah.
you know that
I'll make sure that
He'll aim to stop behind the one archer. If you go next to the leader type and behind the two archers, yeah.
Yep, that works perfectly fine.
my dragon will continue to annihilate people.
I am
Okay.
regretting the fact that I'm not allowed to use my dark secret craft
Oh, well.
because I can walk on shadows.
Mm.
So technically, I could run up the wall
You can
because the
walk
wall
on
would be
That's-
shadowed.
Yeah.
shadows as if so any cliff that has a
Yeah.
shadow you could walk up.
Okay,
I will keep
so
that for later because
this group is shooting at Calcrix,
being used.
I can't use
and
it.
that would be
my
a
secret craft is off yet.
Can't-
31, so that would hit Calcrix.
I've got one more shield left.
That is that shield still active because it's been since you last acted.
All edge and no
It's
point.
above the 27, so I'll take damage.
That's a good one.
How much damage is that?
16 points of piercing damage.
So Calbert's got hit.
Mm-hmm.
I say just, but everything adds up. So
Well, it's 54 so far in total.
that helps because I don't just do 180 minus 54.
And you get to make a wisdom saving throw with
That
advantage.
minus minus 3. That leaves me at 136. Alright.
I want to say something, but I don't know.
Wisdom saving throw is D20, yes?
D20, yes.
19 plus
Your wisdom's fairly good.
Plus 11, so make it 30.
30.
You have no problems. And the next row up is shooting down at Father Pat, who's the only target they can see besides the dragon.
Everyone else is
So
in
you're
cover.
currently
And so that
to-
would be hitting armor class 30 with a critical hit.
That will hit.
Ow! That is ouch. On the other hand, you got lots of hit points.
He's built as a tank.
That's 28 points of piercing.
Wow. I was going to say, what are your
Yeah.
points?
Sorry?
A lot.
148.
No.
Okay.
He's only lost
Not as much as
64.
Calcrix.
Oh, also remember,
That's impressive.
keep forgetting to tell people, you've got an extra 11 hit points.
Yeah, we got an extra 11 from
From me.
Okay, so how much damage did you do? 28.
From
28, yes.
Yeah, and I get like
And you get to make a wisdom
So
saving
have
throw
I
with
got an extra
advantage.
11 hit points from you?
Minus-
because every morning I basically exude celestial energies at everybody.
Let me touch you with my ghost.
So I get 11
He's not
hit points
touching me with anything.
every day.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't actually stop when you go, no, I'm fine.
So what do I make the saving throw?
It's just-
Wisdom saving throw
With advantage?
with advantage.
I'll keep that in mind.
The 19 I think I'll stick with. But
You can get a 20.
Yeah.
Nah, I got a 9. We'll take the 19 with
19, and what's your bonus to wisdom?
7 is
No.
26.
So that's
Short or long rest.
Sorry?
So 10
So-
hit points replace.
They are reapplied every time you finish a rest.
Yeah, so but if we lose them between the short rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
Father
makes
Pat
sense.
is peppered.
Yeah.
Then the next group tries to shoot
Half my level
at
plus crew.
Calcrix again.
I mean, I haven't tried to run away yet.
They're a bit further up, so they're hoping that if they get time, they stop you shooting them because they can't run away from you and they know it.
Yeah.
The others are trying to get away from direct line of sight.
Yeah.
And then the fourth group shoots at Calcrix and also
Yeah.
misses. Bringing us to Llewell.
How many have we got left?
A
Okay.
dozen odd, couple of dozen.
I've only got one more lightning bolt left, Jimmy, but I've got
Yeah, well.
great dragon breath after that.
Oh wow! You mean I'll actually be able to hit people?
Oh, it's a 15 foot
that'd be
bow.
good.
So,
Oh,
Llewell,
so
how
that's
close do you have to be to lining
Yeah.
to affect her?
Pardon?
How close do you have to be to
Touch.
lining to affect her?
Touch.
Okay,
20
so
feet. Move me up to there, please. If it lets you, do it on the other one and then refresh it. Probably work better. Dink.
there we go.
Yeah, make sure I'm in cover.
You're in cover.
Right. Remove curse. Boom.
Tink!
Lady
Lani can see again!
Lani can see.
Did
Woo.
you save on your wisdom or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yay, I can finally see!
Yes.
And you realise there's lots of bodies falling down the cliff, some ash,
Oh,
bits of broken bone.
You've been hearing the whoosh, the crackle of lightning bolts and screams of people running in terror.
For me, it's just
And
this.
I also forgot that Ariadne can't roll
Yeah.
less than a 3 on her dice either.
Yeah.
Oh, that too. Yeah, so lots of death and it's not lightning.
Because of your being air aspected,
Yes.
the
you've got a
lowest you can
minimum
roll on lightning is a 3.
Okay.
per die.
Oh, well, I'd like to add some.
Yes, because you really need to.
For your next lightning bolt, we can make sure we do that. But
Because there's a few ones in there.
Yeah, I'm definitely adding aerology with my next lot because I sort of need it.
so that is what else would you like to do? You've moved, you've
My-
cast.
Dark aspect
Um,
hasn't been added, so I don't have
that's-
that yet.
You can continue your movement if you wish to along the cliff face.
Can you get
You
your
moved.
magic
You,
run out?
you moved
quiet?
30.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
yeah,
step out and
I'll-
Eldritch Blast.
Can I?
You can step out Eldritch Blast and step back in again as long as you don't use up your movement.
Right. Yeah. All right. I'll step out. I'll do 3 shots at the because I got that free one.
You can easily hit
Yeah.
these because you could hit them previously.
Yeah. The
Hit-
ones I
hit those
before,
3?
Yeah, I'll get the, yeah, those 3.
Yep.
We'll see what we get. 20.
There's also those guys on the side of the ridge that I won't be able to get.
Give me a
Yeah.
minute to catch up.
26.
26 is definitely a hit.
I've got a 20 and a 26. I think the 20 is a hit too, isn't it?
22 is also a hit.
Yep, and 29 is definitely hit. I think that one's a crit.
So 3 hits,
Yeah.
1 crit.
I'm leaving some. It's all those guys in the corners that I can't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave them for me.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
You just got to catch up, that's all.
Yes.
It's hard when you're the slow one. As we turn around and look at Father Pat at the back.
This is why I want to use.
Stomp. Stomp. All right.
This is why I wish
think-
I was allowed to use my secret craft, because I
Right.
could go up the wall.
Yes. So this is where I dimension door him up to the top, so he's right in the middle of the melee up there.
Can you dimension door someone else?
Dimension door is with somebody else.
It is, yes.
No,
But you have to touch them.
in dimension door, you're normally doing yourself and someone else, not
Yes.
someone else.
I know.
I
That's the
said.
thing. I would grab him and then dimension door both of us up there.
But you can't move that fast. You could
No,
do it with...
I-
you don't have the spell to do it with... Oh,
I would have to wait for him to catch up.
you could do it with Lani, though.
Or
That
you
would
could
be
hold
frightening.
your action and wait for
And
that
she
to
hasn't
come
had a
up.
chance
Oh, yeah.
to...
Oh,
She hasn't
no.
had a chance
could-
to hit anything.
I could.
That's true.
I could take Lani up there, come back down, and dimensional next to Father Pat, and then dimensional him up the top, which would then run me out of spell points.
Okay, so
Then
that
get
brings
on
us
your
to
magic carpet and
Lani.
pick up
You
Saker
can
and
now
we
see.
snipe.
Yes. Ye gods.
Do you have any ability to
I
scale?
can now
Ow!
stay.
Sorry, what was that?
You are currently coming through with partial words.
You guys have really moved one up.
Text me! Yes, we've moved.
All good.
Yes.
You're clear now.
Alright.
Briefly.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly, yes. Apparently we could hear you
Since I
clearly.
can't really do much else, I can 80 feet movement to cover.
80 feet movement to cover.
I guess you're not.
I was
Those are
going to
mine.
say you
Probably
could
not.
wait
Yes.
with Luel, delay your action,
Again.
and then get dimension doored up
Right to the
where
top.
there's people,
Instead of having to run up the hill, wait.
and then you'll get
Would that
dimension.
give me?
Well, technically you can move next to Luel, so he doesn't have to move.
Yes.
Okay.
So apparently you're waiting to do your slaughter everyone move
Do
when you
that.
get up there. As she could literally do 6 attacks per round.
I'm hoping that
Oh,
since
yeah.
you've observed Calcrix now twice take out 2 lines of guys, that you guys will move to a group of guys that aren't in a long line of guys.
Yeah, that would be useful.
I'm going to be sticking to the overhang and going, snipe, snipe, snipe.
Okay, so that brings us to Father Pat. Would you like to run up another 50 feet?
Well, yep, might as well.
How far can you move again?
60.
60.
If he
okay.
uses action and movement.
I feel like the GM
So-
should give you a break and let you get
Yeah.
sneaking that extra 10 feet. So you
No,
can dimension
no,
door,
them is the
but-
rule.
No, I can only dimension door one at a time.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, I think it's only one at a time.
It is
anyway.
one, yeah. But yeah, definitely it's going to be dimensional behind the line.
Taking,
so that lightning bolt
throwing
go
some
long
of
ways.
throwing
So,
some of the
Paul,
fire is not a bad thing.
I will tell you that which do you have second tier in portals, or one or second circle or first circle?
I think I'm second circle.
Okay, if you do 2 technique points, you can leave your dimension door open an additional round.
Which means I can go back.
Which means Father Pat can also run
Just-
through.
You can
Oh,
just
right.
run through.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have to go back. You could just.
yeah,
just
I would
walk
leave
through
it open and you could
Okay.
come
I should get there in the round.
Yep,
Oh yeah,
I think that's a
but
good
I think
move.
if
That
I
sounds
think
great
you
move.
can, yes.
Then Father
Which
Pat,
means
I guess
instead of
you
just
can-
closing at the end of your turn, it is open until.
Yes.
It's basically for each circle you have is an additional round if you say open it.
Yeah,
But you can close it early if you wish to.
yeah.
And you will step through and run the wall in the line.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Just so you know that one, that brings us to group of archers.
I'm going to have to call it a night, guys, because I've got to get carried to the airport at 6:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh.
I'm sorry to
It's also
leave you
fast.
so early.
It's also 20 to 11, so.
Yeah. So,
We usually finish somewhere between now and 11, although there's been a
Yeah.
rare occasion we've gone to 11:30.
yeah.
Yes.
Usually for a combat.
Well, I think
like
you probably
this.
want to finish this combat, so.
Well, the combat could be put on hold. We have enough notes to be able to do so.
Yes.
It's up to you.
Hi.
I also keep
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah.
records
Yeah, I
to
know.
be
It
able to
also
do so.
means that next time Lani's here, she'll have a real connection.
And,
Yeah.
I won't be here for the next 4 weeks anyway. So.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like that. Please.
Okay, so we will then put a pause here. We'll go to
Whose turn are we up to? Just
we are at the archers at the top going.
Yeah.
So
We'll-
one
we'll
of
just
the
say that
others
they-
After that.
Yeah.
After that, we've got 2 rounds of archers, and then it's me.
Okay, can we just do the 2 rounds of archers and be up to Saker if that's okay?
Yeah.
Does it only take like a minute or
Yeah.
2?
That's-
Well, we'll do. We finished out that round, and we'll just do the next round from the top next session, which means there will be some archers going first,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
at least it's the start of the round, not the
Okay,
end of the round.
alright.
Yeah.
So that means we're up to round 5 next session.
If people can take dishes back to the kitchen if they haven't done so already,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
And I will go to end credits
So
and
the
then
one-
chat to you after.
Have the sets been okay for you guys?
Oh, they're great.